We're live.
Good evening, volleyball fans. Welcome to Davies High School. It is about 7:14. We're gonna have a late start here. We had some good C and JV games tonight, so that delayed the start of this one. As we're looking forward to a huge matchup tonight between your Davies Eagles and the West Fargo Packers. Both teams coming into tonight undefeated in the EDC. When the schedule makers made the schedule and released it to teams this year, they made it perfectly because you got the Davies Eagles, who have beaten everybody in the conference, and the West Fargo Packers, who have done the same, and they're going to meet themselves tonight for the kind of mid-season first place in the EDC. This one will be at Davies, and then they'll meet each other again at the end of the season in West Fargo. I am Matt Veit, joined as always by Wayne Wermeyer, as we're about a minute away from starting lineups. Wayne, what are you looking forward to this one tonight?
I think we got a good game tonight. Latest state rankings that came out. Davies currently holding the number 4 ranking in the state. West Fargo currently holding the number 2 ranking in the state. Of course, we all know rankings in $1 will buy you a cup of coffee at McDonald's. But I think it's going to be the West Fargo kill versus the Davies block. West Fargo currently has 3 girls ranked in the top in the conference in kills, and McIntosh, Mueller, and Glant. Currently still leading the kills in the conference is Val Passanati from Davies. Davies currently has 3 girls ranked in the tops in blocks, and Jackson Blocker the Bolton and Passanante, and West Fargo has 2. So I look to see if the Davies block can stop the Fargo attack.
And as always, those are advanced data analytics provided by Coach Wayne Wermeyer, as Darwin's going to get the starting lineups here going, and you can feel the energy in the gym right now. We got pretty much a full house. Student sections are going to be alive and energetic. We're going to take you down to the floor for our starting lineups here tonight and national anthem.
We ask you to cheer for your team and be respectful of the opponent and the officials. As high school student athletes, we commit to fair play, responsibility, and respect. We invite you to support our effort. At this time, please stand if you're able, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flag located on the east wall by the main scoreboard as we play our national anthem.
As we get into the starting lineups for both teams, couple interesting things that we have tonight and college prospects for the West Fargo Packers. Number 9, Elle McIntosh, has committed to play volleyball at UND. Again, as Coach Wermeyer said, she is second in the conference in kills. Also, Reina, and I'm not going to, it's a long last name. I don't want to mispronounce the last name. Hopefully we have some parents and fans of West Fargo. I don't want to butcher that name all night long, so I'm just going to go with Reina C. She's committed the libero for West Fargo to play at Maryland, I believe. So a lot of big-time Division I talent in this game tonight. Obviously, Davies fans know the talent that's on this volleyball team, so we're looking forward to a huge, fun matchup tonight.
Another interesting thing tonight, Matt, watching West Fargo warm up. I believe it'll be the first 2 lefties that Davies has seen since we started broadcasting. It's been number 6 and number 18, I believe, both outside hitters for West Fargo. are left-handed swingers. So it'll be interesting to see how we adjust to that and what we got for a block on that.
Do you think that's something that the Eagles volleyball team scouts during practice, or do you think it's one thing that they may know from playing growing up and you don't really change the way you play? What do you think their mindset's going to be out there seeing some of those lefties fly through the air?
I think they definitely know. I would imagine the ball comes off at just a slightly different angle, especially those outside hitters hitting from the left side. Maybe a little bit more of a cross court. That left side hitter hitting from the right side of the court, the left-handed hitter from the right side of the court. Maybe a little bit to our advantage. Just might not be able to get that ball straight down the line, swinging left-handed on the right side.
And it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup. Even watching warm-ups, you saw a lot of athleticism on display from both teams. West Fargo, both teams obviously looking to get that one spot here at the turn of the EDC before we get a turnaround. As always, remember that you can text in your comments and concerns to Davies Live Network. Also throughout the sets, we were going to have some Davies trivia. Last time we had some trivia with Coach Wayne Wermeyer, and he got through. We're gonna present some Davies history trivia questions in between sets if we can't find someone to get up here for an interview. And we want to see, there will be 9 questions total. We're going to see who our winner of the trivia is for tonight.
Yep, so make sure you have your phones. Make sure when Matt throws out those trivia questions, you have those phones ready to roll. Matt, Davies still going with the double wave. Notice West Fargo tonight only went with the single wave.
I appreciate West Fargo doing the single wave, with only waving to the coaches. Davies still waving to the coaches, waving to the scores table. Good sportsmanship. Again, like we talked about, we can't figure out who they're waving to over there. Davies with the black jerseys tonight. West Fargo will go with their green. I think we've seen Davies in black twice and white twice. Is that right?
Something like that. West Fargo also going with pink shoes tonight, assuming getting a head start on, I believe it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month of October. Maybe it's All-Time Cancer Awareness a month in October. But the majority of girls from West Fargo looks like has pink shoes on, except I see one pair of white shoes out there. So
good.
That's your shoe update for the evening.
Good eye there by Coach Wermeyer. I know for me, colors, I can't see colors the best at times, and that makes it really difficult for me to read.
And drive. I've seen you go through a couple red lights when you thought they were green. That's out.
Those court cases are not completed yet.
Okay.
Allegations. Also parking. Parking is tough.
Parking. Officials in a bluish top. I believe that's the first time we've seen officials in that bluish top as well. So
that is clean. They also have the earpieces.
Crazy colors. West Fargo leading off. Serving right away. Bit of a floater. Drives Davies back. And good hustle.
And we're 1 point into the match, and we already got bodies flying around in the athleticism on display as Fallon's going to come up with a West Fargo block. You don't see that from teams being able to do that on Fallon much.
No, but Davies right back to the attack. West Fargo tries to push it over.
There's that lefty Coach Wermeyer was talking about, and she's going to fit it on the line. And you already see after that first point, that volley, it's going to tell you all about how this match is going to be tonight. It's going to be ultra competitive as West Fargo goes up 1-0.
Early text coming in from our athletic director, Mr. Olhauser, that says, happy announcing. So thank you, Mr. Olhauser, and we will try to do our best tonight.
As Fallon dumps one right over the top. Looks like West Fargo's blockade couldn't elevate there quick enough, and Fallon just took that opportunity to put it right down.
Todd Lee on an early text saying, we need a little bit more volume from our announcers. So thank you, Todd Lee. We'll try to probably know you're a little hard of hearing because Todd Lee is not young, but we will try to get these volume turned up just a little bit.
Yep, Todd, just want to make sure you turn up that hearing aid you have as well for that. I also noticed when Todd texted in our group chat, you still have spelled my last name wrong. We've been working together for, I think, 4 years, and you spell it V-I-E-T still. So I'm good to know that we got a strong relationship in that regard.
Well, like Todd Lee, I'm not very technical, and that's why I put it in my phone to start. Even though I do know how to spell your last name, I don't know how to change your name in my phone. Was that Sierra on the push?
I think
there?
it was Sierra and Quinn, as they do not know how to not rack up points here as the Eagles tied up at 2, or was that for 3?
It's 2-2.
2-2.
Fallon back to serve. My mom always taught me I before E.
Ah.
And then the Vites spell it E before I. So a little confusion on the Wurmeyer side.
Well, the Vites have a strong German name. And if you go into German, that is where you will see a lot of those E before I's.
Nice block.
Ooh.
I believe that was Bolton, the blocker.
You know, and I think you're going to get a couple of those tonight where Ava's going to try to elevate on Davies and West Fargo, and they're going to elevate, they're going to soar through the air, but with just the way that these two teams put kills down, you know, I think you're going to see a handful of blocks. You see Coach Erickson on the bench already talking to his players as that serve will sail out of bounds. You know, when you go for that block, you can't be straight up. You got to start to angle your arms down a little bit so it returns to the other side.
Unfortunately, I think I called the block too early. I think it came down on the Davies side of the net.
Yes.
West Fargo was serving there, so we got to take that block off for Bolton. So Jalen Jackson checking into the game.
And that's a nice spot there. You know, you talked about these kills and the athleticism on to play, but these are also, with that athleticism, high IQ volleyball players in West Fargo. When they elevate in the air, those quick athletic judgments to be able to, you know, find little spots on the floor that are open and be able to fit them.
Had a chance to talk with Jalen in the hallways a little bit today, and she has a friend, and I'm sure she's listening, and you know who you are, that chose to go hang out with her boyfriend from Cheyenne instead of coming to support Jalen tonight. So slightly disappointed in that decision, but, you know, young people sometimes make bad decisions.
Yes, and I do believe I know who you're talking about. One Bryn, I think her first name might be. And she also said, though, that she wanted to not be in the game in person because she wanted to listen to your awesome commentary, Coach Wurmeyer. So I don't know if I buy it. I think she's just trying to not get on your bad side.
I appreciate that, Bryn, and I appreciate you giving some culture to your Cheyenne boyfriend, who I've also known for several years, and introducing him to some Davies volleyball.
Again, West Fargo finds that back left corner from where my perspective is at on that floor, just picking and choosing spots.
West Fargo doing a nice job challenging every swing from Davies, getting some hands on the shots, and we're going back to that tip game.
We got a kill there as Krenz will dig that one out. Let's see if Langang can get something going here for the Eagles. As McIntosh from that back row, UND commit, is able to dig it out. As Jackson finds a spot in that back right, another good volley there, point for the Eagles.
Getting some more feedback from Grandma Faye that we're not quite loud enough, so I'm going to see if Marley, can you turn us up at all? Can you turn us up at all? Getting a lot of feedback that we are not loud enough. I've adjusted my mic here, but can you adjust it on your end? Right here. Okay, Marley's telling me I got to adjust it right here. So, Grandma Faye, hopefully this is helping you out here. I missed an entire point. I was talking to Marley there, Marley, Andrew, and Carter, three of the students, Davies students, working hard tonight to bring you this broadcast.
I am picking you up loud and clear on this end, so I do think hopefully that fixed our technical issue that we had. As West Fargo will put a kill down, and that is Finley, number 6 there. She is, like Coach Wurmeyer was talking about, one of the black leaders for the West Fargo Packers. The Packers out there, they have 5 seniors that are kind of in the mix on this roster, but they also will play 5 sophomores out there. So, you know, this is a testament to the West Fargo program. They obviously have a good team this year, but it's not a one-and-done type deal. You can definitely see the youth and experience from these Packers for long-term program success.
Ava Langang picking up the kill and right back to serve. Again from that left side, cutting the ball across the court.
Oh, Ranky dives to the floor with a nice kill. Langang in the back row. Can't sneak that one over.
And Todd Lee says, it was not my hearing. There's other people who can't hear as well. So thank you, Todd. I hope for coming through a little bit better for you, Todd and Grandma Faye.
Passing on, he looks to float another one. Do we have a pancake? No.
We do not have a pancake.
I don't know if we've had a pancake yet.
I don't think we have.
I'm going to make a call tonight. I think we're going to see our first pancake.
We haven't had a pancake, and we haven't had an individual try to kick the ball.
That would be sweet. West Fargo is coached by Kelsey Titus. She was named head coach in 2022 as the Eagles will pick up a nice block there. named head coach in 2022. She spent time as an assistant volleyball coach in Jamestown while also serving as the associate athletic director there. She's also taught in Fargo Public Schools at Fargo North.
Bolton on that block. I think Fallon was also on the block with her. And
there they are.
Bolton and Quinn say we can do it too. So, again, that was one of the keys to success I think we talked about early is Davies getting the blocks up and stopping that West Fargo attack. Again, I know we're supposed to give half blocks, Matt, but I only give full blocks. So that's how we're going to roll again tonight.
Do you give full blocks to 2 people, or do you go a block to 1 as it's a block? There's blocks all over the place.
If 2 girls are in on a block, I give 2 blocks for the play. It's a block party, new kids on the block, all that good music.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of good blocks here tonight. Both teams elevating. Packers will look to take advantage here as we got a close 9-9 ball game. Oh, and that's a clever little play by West Fargo. Sneaking it back over there. It was almost a block, almost like a block dump set there. I know we had a stat last time that we came up with. A block kill in the same one.
And a clock.
And a Glock. We are just going to have to make up some more stats for that one.
Yes, and that was almost like a one of those assists in hockey where the puck's coming in. That looks to be off the block. Yep, off the tip there. Fallon picks up another kill. Fallon's 3rd kill on the night. Quinn Scari back to serve. Quinn, I believe, leads Davies in aces. I better check that because if not, I'm going to get a text in from an angry mom or dad or grandma. But Quinn definitely a nice server for Davies.
There's the lefty you were talking about, and that's going to be a kill for West Fargo. So West Fargo High School, do you know why they're called the Packers?
Is this a question for me or a question for our fans?
This is a question for you. I'm going to see how much you know about the West
Fargo
Fargo Packers.
I believe it's because originally in West Fargo there was a nice meat packing plant out there. I don't remember the name of the company, but they named their high school after the meat packing plant.
Passing on not able to get that one down. You are correct. In the 1930s, there was a meat packing plant on that location. So when they built the school and named the mascot, they were the Packers for the meat packers. And I guess tonight, with both teams undefeated in play, you could say there might be a lot at stake in tonight's game, Coach Warmeyer?
You know, I wouldn't mind a nice T-bone steak right now. I haven't had supper. My wife actually volunteered to bring me some supper, but I didn't think eating on the air would be conducive to us delivering a live broadcast. Ball floating out of bounds. Free point to the Eagles. Nice tight match we got here. 13-11 in the first set. Langang subbing in for... Is that Julia? That goes out. I believe Julia. Julia comes out of the back row. Ava comes into the front row.
These teams met last year at the end of the year in the EDC qualifier game, and I believe it went to 5 sets as that one goes off for McIntosh off the block to the top, and the Packers take a 3-point lead. It went to 5 sets. It was a game at Cheyenne, and interesting enough, during the game, the fire alarm went off during a state play-in game, and they had to delay the game a little bit for that to get settled down, and then the Eagles were able to take that victory and move on to the state tournament. But the last time these two teams played, there was a fire alarm going off because they were lighting the gym on fire.
Ava gets another shot, and she's going to take advantage of that free one. So Ava Langang on her second kill of the night. Nice swing on the first one. West Fargo had a nice dig, right back over the net, and Ava said, I'll take that one again. So, interesting fact about Cheyenne. When Cheyenne was built, they actually have a firewall in the middle of the school. So if a fire alarm goes off and they can figure out where that fire is, they can move all the kids to the other side of the school, drop the fire door, and the kids don't actually have to go outside in the winter.
Interesting.
Great hustle there by Sierra. Nice volley we got going here.
And there's McIntosh. Again, that UND commit. Pushed one over. Here's Ranke. And we have another good volley. There's been a lot of really good volleys here to open up this match.
Look for Ava to put this one away. Not quite.
There's a dump set. Eagles were ready there.
Something we
Krenz
haven't
eats
seen.
it up right to
Jalen. Out of bounds.
Ooh.
Out of bounds. So.
Out of bounds there, and I think the red light is on. Do we have media timeouts tonight? Why is there?
I'm not sure if we have a media. I know Beck is here streaming. I'm sure most people are listening to us instead of Beck, which we all probably know because of the announcing or maybe because it's free. But it looks like we have a timeout by Davies, so we will take a maybe immediate timeout here.
1 minute timeout with the Packers up 15-12 at the start of this one. Now that we do have immediate timeout, I'm going to throw out our first trivia question. So we had some text and active members coming in. So I'm going to go with 2 questions so far. Again, this is Davies history tonight. So feel free to text in. If you want to put your name on your text so we can keep track, you can. If you want to just text it in anonymously, that is okay too. So the first question, why is the school named Davies? What significant figure, thing, or person caused the school to be named Davies? And then second question, what year did Davies High School open? And it might be a little trick question there because athletics were still going on before the school opened its doors to students while they were still at South, but we're going to go with what year did doors open to students. So text in those answers. We'll see if we can have a winner by the end of the night. Todd, I know you might fall asleep by the time we get them all out there, but you just try your best, bud, and maybe we can average out your score.
Are we giving away any prizes to anybody who wins?
I think we should.
I think we can come up with a prize. They may have to come up here to our booth and be part of a pre or post between set interview, and then we can give them some fabulous prizes.
As the Eagles were awarded a prize there, Sierra Ranke with a serve, as there's a kill.
West Fargo goes right back.
And that is Gallant for West Fargo, one of those sophomores that we're talking about. Older brother, also a pretty good athlete as well. Speaking of lefties, older brother is a lefty basketball player. I believe he also plays football for the Packers as well. Is he a football player, Coach Wilmer?
I know we have Shanley this week, and I believe we have West Fargo next week. So if you ask me that question next week, I'll be a little bit more in tune with what West Fargo brings to the field, but we are fully focused on Shanley this week.
As that will be a huge matchup for the Eagles Friday. Hope to see all you down there as the lefty Finley for West Fargo able to get another kill. Let's see if Davies can mount a little comeback.
Quinn tried her crafty serve. Again, I just noticed the West Fargo girl who served did not jump serve. Not common, but we've seen that more over the last couple broadcasts here.
And looks like the Eagles will get a point.
In the net, number 6 or number 41. I saw a 4 and a 1. Maybe it's 14. I see a 14 on the court there. So I'm going with 14 from West Fargo was in the net.
Good side out there. And talking about this early Packers lead, I was looking it up today on the EDC website. The Packers have not dropped a set in 5 matches. So this Packers team, I believe the last time they dropped a set might have been to West Fargo Cheyenne or West Fargo Horace. So they're on a big streak right now. Davies has swept their last 2 games. They did drop 1 set to Fargo South when they played here. So both teams kind of on a roll. So it'll be interesting to see who gets this first game momentum.
Nybakken back into the back row for Davies. Fallon going with that tip again. Off the block, nice dig.
And Ranke's been all over the place right now. Look at her. She's covering a lot of ground tonight for the Eagles. That's a great effort by Ranke as that will be in.
Snuck in.
The line judge there was thinking about it, but at the end of the day, she said that one hit the line, and that'll be a West Fargo point. And Coach Oliver will take her first timeout of this set as it'll be Packers in 19, Eagles 14.
So we are calling the first timeout of this set immediate timeout because I think we saw the red light on across the court. This one definitely a timeout by Coach Oliver. So let's see. I got to pull up my technology voice. We've got a couple answers. Opened in 2011, named after Judge Davies. And they did not give their name. We also have another one that says Judge Davies 2012, and this is Matt's dad.
This is Hugh Veit with a text in. I'm sorry to break it to you, Hugh Veit. You had a daughter that also graduated from the school, but the doors of Davies High School opened in 2011.
Caleb Scary, Quinn Scary's brother, also texted in Judge Ronald N. Davies, giving us a little bit more information than just Judge Davies.
As that's a nice little dump set over the top there by the Packers.
Another one of those block set kills, all in the same. And Caleb Sorry also says 2011. Then he says, please check your Instagram DMs. He must be talking to one Matt Veit because I do not have Instagram.
I will check that. Unfortunately, right now, my phone is dead as a duck. Speaking of dead, that ball is out cold there on that kill by Passanane. So my phone is currently dead. I was jamming to some music, getting me hyped up before the game today, and look at my phone, try to pull it up. It's dead.
So we have 2 correct answers. I'm almost saying we give it to Caleb Scary because he gave us Ronald Davies and not just Judge Davies. I would imagine there's more than one Judge Davies. So because of the clarification, I think we give that trivia answer to Caleb Scary. West Fargo getting out to a decent lead here, 21-15. Davies doing a nice job blocking. It's just West Fargo's hitting those balls off the block and out of bounds.
Yeah, and Glenn, you can see right now Scary and Bolton talking on the floor right now with communication, what they're going to do on these. Try to make a little adjustment here for the rest of the night.
Nybach and Descari to Passanane, and it looked pretty effective to me there, Matt.
Finding that spot in that back left corner, it's always fun when you just see two of the opposing team's players looking at each other like, oh, why didn't you go get that? But Fallon knew right there she's going to split that gap and get a point.
Unofficially Fallon's 5th kill on the night. Scary back to serve. Earlier I said Scary leads the team in aces. There's a block and a nice effort.
Oh, wow.
And I was right that Scary does lead the team in aces, but she's tied with Jalen.
And Julia keeping that thing alive right there for Davies. You got to love Julia Nybachen's effort there. Everything coming at her, digging it out from the grave, putting it back up there, and Passanane able to get the point for the Eagles. That's a big momentum swing right now for the Eagles.
Not only that, but Julia at 5'3", going up and not being afraid of anybody up at the net. Davies gets the ball they can handle over the net.
And here's one. Looks like it was a poor pass.
Save that.
And there's McIntosh blocks.
It's a block party. That was Sierra Ranke, and I believe that's Bolton the blocker. Ava Bolton's 3rd block, half block, full block. We're going to give them all to her.
And that was on McIntosh there again, one of the leading killers for in the conference and for these Packers. And Eagles been able to keep her relatively quiet here at this first set.
And her block!
Bolton! He's blocking everything!
And Bolton and Passanane, I believe. That is one thing Ava Bolton has definitely brought to the Eagle volleyball team here over the last 3-4 games is challenging every ball at the net.
There's another block!
Davies keeping the ball alive. And
off the rafters. We're playing a Eagle point. And just like that, it's a 1-point game. West Fargo would have better luck trying to kill it through a brick wall right now than try to get it past these Eagles. As Packers will take a timeout. What a swing here for the Eagles.
Was that Quinn Scary on the swing there, Matt? I didn't quite see it.
I think Quinn was able to set that one back. West Fargo hit that one up against these wooden rafters, lost the location, and just you felt the momentum in the gym here right away early for the Packers, and just after that stretch, it swung right back to the Eagles. And I really think tonight, 2 really, really good teams. The ability to pick up the first game here, the first set, is going to be critical.
And I will say West Fargo had great hustle there, too, off the rafters. The young lady was going after it, switched directions, dove, made a great attempt on that volleyball there. So while we have a quick pause in the action, I would like to say happy birthday to my other sister. I said happy birthday to Pam last week. My sister Brenda, it is her 50th birthday today. So Brenda, Todd Lee says once you hit 50, you go to bed early. Davies gets a point there on West Fargo hitting it out of bounds, so 21-21. Todd Lee says once you hit 50, you go downhill. I hope my sister Brenda is still awake.
How many sisters do you have?
I have 4 sisters and 1 brother.
McIntosh finds it, and that's what she does out there. Davies on a 5-point swing there, and McIntosh says, no, not so fast, trying to stop the momentum right where it's at.
Davies had a nice run there. I believe when they got the volleyball, it was 21-16. I believe they had 5 points there, and they're right back into a point. Just need to win the service game here.
And here's Passanane on the other side.
Definitely a young lady you want to hit the ball.
Swung like a steak knife through butter. Passanane just cuts it right through that Packer defense.
I'm assuming that would be that would be melted butter. Do steak knives go through frozen butter?
I don't know, but I know Passanane, nothing's going to stop her swing.
No.
McIntosh again.
Oh, great dig by Passanane.
To find it back.
Just keeping the ball alive here. Out of bounds, no touch. Out of bounds.
And the Eagles will
No
storm
touch.
back to take a 23-22 lead early in this first set. Resiliency shown by the Eagles so far tonight.
This seems to be a huge point here, Matt. If we can get up by 2, I think everyone. And we got a little bit of a miss hit.
And we got a little miscommunication from the Packers.
We got a double hit.
And we got a point,
We
Eagles.
got a double hit by the Packers. So Eagles to a little bit of I don't want to say commanding lead, but we just have to trade services here. Just have to trade side outs, and the set will be over.
And it was looking there for a little bit like the Eagles with their backs up against the wall. As that one will sail here. Packers will get the serve back, and this one's coming right down to the wire.
Great effort by Pastanani there, going for the ace, just driving it a little bit long.
There's one of your lefties coming up. Quinn looking to set to Langang. Great dig there by the Packers. Over to McIntosh. McIntosh dumps it down.
Coming across.
Ranky will kill. Eagles look to set up the block.
I think we're going to be done here. Nope, we're not done here. A little bit of setters trying to be a little bit crafty.
And there it is! Point for the Eagles. Quinn setting the table for Ranky in the 5-course Packer meal as the Eagles will take set number 1 in a crucial battle for the top of the EDC.
Absolutely a dogfight there in the first set. Davies found themselves down by 5-6 points. I think you have some senior leadership there, not panicking, going back to the line, getting some very nice serves in, and just continuing to battle. So, hey, one thing I looked up today, Matt, I was actually talking to Dom Izzo a little bit. I was on the Dom Izzo show today.
I saw that. You looked good. Sounded good.
I appreciate that. I was wondering, which famous announcers got their starts by announcing volleyball? So I took a look at guys like Vin Scully and Marv Albert and Harry Carey and Joe Buck, and those 4 individuals, very, very good announcers, never announced a volleyball game. Bob Costas and Al Michaels did do a beach volleyball game in the Olympics, and Howard Cosell, I believe the individual that said the Bronx is burning and also announced John Lennon's death to the public live, didn't broadcast any high school or college volleyball, but he did announce some volleyball matches during the Battle of the Network TV Stars. So kind of an early TV reality. Had some TV stars out there playing volleyball.
I
so,
like how
Matt, we might be the first broadcasting team whoever gets their start in volleyball.
Yeah, I hope that one day, I know that you will be added to that list of great announcers and great commentary. Just like they announced John Lennon was dead, the Packers' hopes of trying to get the first set right there are dead as well, as the Eagles will take it 1-0.
Quick look at the stats. Fallon, normally, like she normally does, leading Davies in kills, 6. Very important stat. Ava Bolton with 4 partial, full, half blocks. Ava Bolton into 4 blocks in that first set. Yeah. So, again, continuing to look to get up and challenge when the Packers are trying to push that ball and hit that ball over the net. And I think we're going to be in for a great match here tonight.
And you look at that will be the first set that West Fargo drops in the last 5 matches, and it looked like they were going to take it, but I think Ava Bolton right there just swung the momentum like a pendulum back to the Eagles there with her ability to pick up blocks, and you could just feel the energy that was in the gym here after that.
Text coming in to make sure that we want to make sure everybody knows that Davies did win that first set. They said the scoreboard might show that West Fargo won the first set, but Davies did indeed win that first set.
Before we get started here in this second set, I'll give our second rounds of questioning. So, question number 1, what are the official colors of the Davies Eagles, not just red and white? What are the official names of the colors? Looking for 2. And then the second one about our own coach Wayne Wermeyer. What year did Wayne Wermeyer become the head coach of Davies football? So team color or school colors, and then what year did our own Wayne Wermeyer become the head coach? Send them in.
See if Caleb Scary can go for a sweep here.
You know, Caleb Scary is a smart kid. I would not be surprised if he takes this one and runs with it. Scary will start us off. Fallon finds a present at the net, puts it down.
That's a bill. That's a block kill. We're going to give her a kill because we like to give Fallon kills, but I definitely think that could be a block as well.
Yeah, and Fallon's one of those. I think Fallon could, apply for a job at Prime Cuts Meats and be a butcher the way she's sending the Packers home tonight.
That's in. That's in. That's was that Bolton?
I think that might have been Ranky.
And was Ranky over there.
You've seen Ranky these last couple matches. You know, some of those balls sailing on her. That one she just got to a spot and was able to put it down. Eagles to a 2-0 start here.
Scary continues to serve, continues to drive the ball deep, and that is the first ace of the night for Davies Eagles by the leader in aces from Davies Eagles. So I think when Jalen Jackson gets back there, she's going to try to keep challenging Quinn for that lead in the team on aces.
And is that another one?
That is another ace. Back-to-back aces for the Eagles.
You know, these aces from Quinn remind me of smooth 8-hour Traeger-smoked rack of ribs falling right off the Packers' bones here. They're not able to get it back.
8 hours.
8 hours. If you got to get, you want to get it to just fall right off that bone. You don't want to have to cut in. You want to just be able to.
I'm more of a 6-hour guy.
You're a 6.
I've done the 3-2-1 method several times with my ribs. TJ Keplin, an insurance agent in West Fargo, gets on the board there. Insurance agent in town, and also Coach Javelin did kind of sneak me about a 5-hour rib recipe that is very good too.
Now, are you a Traeger guy or a Big Green Egg guy? That's the big debate.
I am a Pit Boss guy. So, from what I understand, the lead engineer of Traeger left Traeger, opened up Pit Boss. There's a kill by Bolton. Left Traeger, opened up Pit Boss, and took the same engineering over to Pit Boss that Traeger uses.
And Bolton has just been, I would say, we talk a lot about, Fallon and Quinn and their statistical leaders of the categories. Bolton has been extremely huge for the Eagles tonight.
Off the block and down, and that is Langang. Third kill for Langang. Todd Lee, now, Matt, we're going to have to Todd Lee's using my personal text number, not the number on the screen. But he says they are cardinal red gold, which I don't believe we can give him because it's not just a gold. So hint to our listeners that Davies is cardinal red, but not just gold. And, he did say Vegas gold in the second text.
There we go.
And he comes in with, that's a block, or a kill off the block by Ava Langang back-to-back. And he comes in with 20-20 for Coach Wermeyer. So, Todd Lee, we would appreciate it if you didn't use your connections and you did text the main line so we can see who comes in first.
And we know Todd Lee gets these answers. He has to be right with these, as Langang had a nice kill there, because Todd doesn't know how to use the internet. So these are coming off. So you can't be like, oh, he's looking them up. He's definitely knowing these, because I've seen that guy try to use Google, and it's not a pretty sight. He still brings his typewriter to school.
Todd Lee believes Google is still a number. Number 14 back for the Packers.
Eagles off to a great start to this second set.
One of those lefties that the Packers have. Nice middle set. Just kind of got tangled up down there.
That's a nice block by the Packers. They're looking to get a little comeback of their own. And there will be an ace for the Packers, as I think there was a little miscommunication in that back row. I think that was Langang and Krenz. You can see them talking on the floor here. And one thing to bring up, at the beginning of that first set, the Packers were putting down a lot of kills, and we did see on the floor communication from Bolton and Scary, as the Packers are going to get up another ace here. But we did see a lot of on-the-floor communication by Scary and Bolton looking to make adjustments, and whatever they said to each other at that front row must have been the right answer, because ever since then they've just been putting everything back.
Few mini runs going here on this set. Davies opened up with a nice little run, and West Fargo said not so fast. We're a pretty competitive volleyball team here.
Yeah, and I feel like as Packers pick up another kill, this one's going to be a game of runs tonight. You're going to have 3 or 4 go one way, and then the pendulum's going to swing right back, and that's just going to make for some great fun volleyball tonight.
Yep. Davies definitely looked to stop the bleeding here a little bit, getting a side out. Quinn hustling to get that, and a nice dig by West Fargo. Off the block. This match, I think, tonight, Matt, we've seen the most volleys back and forth that we've seen. I think that's a double touch. 2 hits, but West Fargo ties it up, 7-7.
We definitely have, and I think just the quality of volleyball that we've seen so far this year has been, the best. I think right there for the Packers, I don't know who on the front line there, kind of just stuck an arm out and was able to get it over the top of the net and kind of put Bolton in a weird position there to get it back over.
Setting to the back row for Fallon, just didn't quite get that one over the net. So Mike from Idaho thanks us for broadcasting and says he's a big Howard Cosell. Can't even say it. Cosell fan. So thank you, Mike, for letting us know that.
12 of them. As Bolton with a nice reaction there off that Krenz dig. McIntosh soars through the air. Krenz on the ground. We're flying all over, and we're going to survive. We're going to get that one. Great effort there by the Eagles. Coming back again.
Chip.
Floater over the top. Krenz from her knees. Puts it down, but West Fargo gets a nice opportunity there. Eagles kind of flying around on their heels out of sorts, just trying to keep that volley alive, and ended up giving that gift there to the Packers.
Caleb Scary, the first to text in. Again, I don't know, Todd, when you got it in, but if you were there before to Caleb Scary, but Vegas Gold, Cardinal Red in 2020. So Caleb Scary, you are correct on those second out of bounds. West Fargo helps Davies a little bit there. They were on a nice run there, but Caleb Scary, you are 2 for 2 on our trivia answers. Is Caleb up at UND?
I believe Caleb is at St. Thomas. He went down to St. Thomas, and the cities love when he comes down. And St. Thomas also has that J term, which allows him to be back a lot during the winter, which is fun for him to come back and watch Quinn be able to play some basketball. So it's always good to see his face around town during that basketball season. Looking forward to seeing him again. As West Fargo will try to set up some more blocks, and
West Fargo all over the court right now.
And wow, she wound that one up right there. That was number, what was that?
4? Was that 4?
I think Darwin doesn't know either.
So Caleb is indeed in St. Thomas because Morrison Hall 515 Bubba gives a shout out to Caleb Scary for being right on the trivia answers.
What's up, Bubba? Hey, I don't want to hear of any mischief going on in Morrison 515 over there. As they've been killing the last couple, and then they just floated over the top.
Yep, Davies needs to get that block, getting those blocks back in there. So several other Cardinal and Golds, head coach in 2018. I believe it was in 2020. Your dad, Matt's dad, chiming in again with both a Cardinal Vegas Gold in the 2020. So
really?
Nice tip there by Jalen. West Fargo, I tell you what, Matt, is just finding everything right now. And Davies is, I don't want to say lucking out because I know they're putting some pressure on West Fargo, but a couple missed hits from West Fargo is keeping Davies into this set.
Let's see if they can turn it here now that they're going to get the ball back here. And Hugh and Margaret will be taking a trip to Canada coming up, and I will be on cat-sitting duty. So instead of inviting me to come up to Canada with them, I'm going to be babysitting Rory and Simba. Looking forward to watching the cats as Fallon flies through the air. She almost looked like a cat right there.
Fallon may need to file a flight path the way she takes off from that back row and flies.
I think she might. It almost looked to me, she got so high and was flying forward, so it looked like she was going to fall forward and do a flip midair.
And I don't want to claim that as my own. That was a text coming in that she needs to file a flight path. So.
Was that the FAA clearance?
I think Fallon has FAA clearance.
Oh, that's a nice dig there by the Packers. And there's Jackson.
Little tip
floating
there.
It over the top. Jalen Jackson might be playing some mind games right now.
Out. No touch.
No touch.
Will
Point
take the
Eagles.
point. 11-11.
Jalen Jackson again rocking the neon green shoes, even though the Packers are neon green. So maybe she's doing a little like secret agent. She's thinking, oh, I'm wearing green for the Packers. I'm going to help you out. And then boom, block kill. Bill. As Ranky can't get that
Matt,
one.
you just mentioned Margaret. My wife and Margaret had an 8:30 meeting this morning. So we were supposed to be in an ILPLC, which I didn't quite make because I was a little tardy. Your mother and my wife were indeed meeting as well.
Really?
The hit from Langang goes out of bounds.
And I thought Margaret was retired, but she must be staying in touch there with those NDSU folks.
Well, I think she does a nice job trying to stay in touch with NDSU and doing what she still can for NDSU.
Well, she always taught me growing up, once a bison, Always a bison.
Jalen Jackson with her second kill of the night. Nice effort by West Fargo. West Fargo is finding everything off these kills and popping the ball up in the air, and they're doing a real nice job this set, just fighting for the set.
And we're going to see Julia. I believe this is her first serve of the night from that back row, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
There's
the block.
There they are, right there. And you saw Coach Jill Erickson early in the match. You know, I saw her stand up and make the motion in that front line. You got to angle your arms down. And on that one, both Jackson and Fallon were right there, angling it right down and put it right on the eagle eye at center court here.
Off a tip. Nice job getting the ball back up in the air and getting the ball over for the kill.
And there it is. I don't know what angle that was, but Fallon was able to find it and put it down, and that's your EDC kill leader right there, just doing what she does best.
Her 9th on the night.
And that one will sail just a little bit. Nice job there by McIntosh in that back row. You know, she's tall. She's able to, above 6 feet, able to go get those, but she read that one and let it go off the back.
Nybakken. That was a nice block. You don't see Fallon get blocked a ton. I see the red light going on the far side, so I do believe we have another media timeout here in the match.
And that was a great block there by the Packers. You could see Fallon coming in and rearing up, and she put a good swing on that one. But West Fargo was able to execute a big block there to put them up, and we have our 15. Must be at 15 points where we take our media timeout. As Beck TV. Beck TV, they take commercials, but here at Davies Live Network, we don't. We're going to keep going. 2 more trivia questions for the fans?
Let's throw them out.
All right, so I got 2 more. This is a Davies volleyball.
Caleb Scar's ready here, I believe.
Kayla, and was it Bubba?
Caleb and Bubba. Let's see what you got.
Who is the all-time kills leader at Davies High School? All-time kills leader. And what elementary schools in Fargo are feeders to Davies? There was some boundary line changes a couple of years ago, so some tricky questions here. So who is the all-time kills leader at Davies? And what elementary schools in Fargo feed to Davies High School? I wonder if we have any elementary kids watching tonight. I know we had Ridge Ranke over there. If we do have any elementary kids out here watching with mom and dad, send in where you're watching from and what school you go to, as we want to hear from you guys.
Matt, are there 2 or are there 3 elementary schools that feed Davies?
I believe there are 3.
I believe there are 3 as well.
I believe there are
just a hint to our viewers.
There is one relatively close. It's actually a closer drive for kids to drive to Davies and go to school than to go to South, but it does feed towards South, as the Eagles will tie it back up at 15.
Yep, Ranke with a nice kill there. Is this Jalen's first serve of the night?
I think it might be, and I don't know exactly. I think the rotations might be a little different tonight from Coach Oliver. We usually see Fallon as she picks up another kill. We usually see Fallon on that left side over there, but she also came and played right side here a little bit tonight at the end of that first set. So I wonder if Coach Oliver's changing up these rotations a little bit. And there's Bolton.
What? We have a Packer in the net.
There we go.
A Packer's in the net, number 40 or 04. We're going with 04 because I don't see a 40 on the court. So, Jake Peters, thanks again for watching. Everyone loves Jake Peters. I actually got to see Jake Peters on Saturday up at an NDSU football game. So, appreciate you watching, Jake. A nice block there and a nice set kill. Didn't quite get it down, though. Tip.
Ooh, a little floater. Fallon able to get on the floor to get that one.
To the back.
Hey, there's Ranke finding a spot.
Sierra's 5th kill tonight.
And the Eagles looking to send the Packers packing home here a little bit, trying to pick up a 2-0 lead here and trying to wrap this EDC up early. But I think the Packers, knowing and watching them, they're going to have something to say here. They're not going to go down quietly.
I don't see the Packers having any quit in them. So
and
nice job off the block. So, hey, Tim from Bennett Elementary. Thanks for watching, Tim. We appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you letting us know you're from Bennett Elementary, right down the road here from Davies.
Love that, and I know sometimes the girls' basketball team will do this. I believe the volleyball team will do it as they go to the state tournaments. They go to these elementary schools and kind of the elementary schools give them a nice little send-off and good luck before they go play in their state tournament. So, we appreciate those elementary kids doing what they do for our programs.
Tell you what, Packers still doing a great job just getting everything Davies hits over the net back up and giving themselves a chance. Fallon says, no, you're not going to get this one.
You just got to find her. You just got any time, and I know West Fargo maybe has one block on her tonight, but anytime you can get her a kill, you got to set her up and let her ride.
Yep. We are getting a couple more texts in that the stream does show that the Packers won the first set. That is not correct. Davies did win the first set, and we will get that corrected as soon as we can. So if you're just tuning in, even though our scoreboard appears to be wrong, Davies is up 1-0.
And we like our scoreboard graphics. Another thing we were talking about here, maybe we need to get a little Davies Live Network telestrator up in so we can do a little bit of drawing there as passing on. We'll pick up another one.
I think if we were telestrating and then we could show where the set would go, we would definitely see if we can get Fallon the ball. So I'm going to actually take off my headset for a minute here and see if I can figure out how to get this scoreboard corrected.
While Coach Warmeyer is doing that, I can feed us the 7th and 8th trivia questions. Again, the last two were who is the all-time kills leader at Davies High School, and the other one was what elementary schools feed to Davies High School. We had Tim text in from Bennett Elementary. That is one of the three, so we're looking for the other two. Okay, our next question. What year did the Davies volleyball team pick up a state championship? And who is the current tallest player on the Davies volleyball roster? So you can send in those.
Matt, I had my headset off. I heard a tallest player. What was the first question?
So first question was what year did the Davies volleyball team win the state tournament? And the second one is who is the current tallest player on the Davies volleyball roster?
All right, Quinn Scary with the serve. Nice cross-court hit there.
McIntosh finds one right there. So good use of the timeout there by the Packers. Reset, get focused. Packers looking to do what the Eagles did in set one, come back. West Fargo was in the 20s, and the Eagles were at, I believe, 16, and they came back and won that set. So West Fargo looking to repeat the past here. As Reiki unable to get that one above the net.
Reiki has been hitting from the right side of the court, switched over to the left side here after the timeout. So.
Yeah, now you can see Passanone coming to our side. And I don't know if we've really seen that, so a little bit of adjustment here. A little bit of a chess match between these two coaches right now.
I wonder if that has something to do with who's on which side as blockers for West Fargo. I imagine it does. Again, we don't know a ton about volleyball strategy, but we do know it's 20-19 Eagles. We are trying to get Mark Langley up here to fix that scoreboard. We do realize it's wrong. Working on it. The students are doing a good job trying to fix it, but we're going to bring Mark Langley, who leads the team.
And I don't exactly know what the call was there. Coach Oliver talking to the official, and I believe it's going to be a Packer point. So McIntosh picked up a kill, and I think now they're going... Are we going to redo?
I think we got a redo.
I think we got a redo.
So maybe a call that the official thought twice about. Packers doing a nice job on the block there.
That's another nice block on Passanone. Packers, you got to be able to elevate early on Passanone to be able to block that, and they did a good job of that there. Maybe, I think I'm going to pay attention here to Fallon after that kill. Those Packers looking to elevate. We've seen her with that nice little floater, little touch over the top. I think we're going to see one of those from Fallon here.
Fallon doing a nice job just getting the ball up so Davies can get it over the net. West Fargo coming from the back row, off the net, and kind of changed the flight path of that ball a little bit.
And we're kind of seeing shades of our first match here as the Packers, they were down, and they're going to come back to take the lead, and now it's going to be Coach Oliver taking a timeout to try to regroup here.
Yep. So Caleb Scary trying to go 3 for 3, Matt. Grace Solberg,
yes,
that's the kill leader with a question mark, so he was a little unsure of that answer, but Caleb, nice job. He says we have Bennett, Centennial, and Eagles. However, back in his day, Ed Clapp was part of the feeder system, he believed right away for Davies. And he says, shout out Bennett Elementary. So I believe Caleb Scary was a Bennett boy.
And I'll tell you what, Caleb Scary is knocking it out of the park right now. Grace Solberg is correct. I believe she is over 1,300 kills. And you know, according to my knowledge of the district lines, those are the 3 elementary feeders. And I believe another one that's right on that border is Kennedy Elementary. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Kennedy goes to South now as well.
Kennedy about 2-3 years ago, I believe, switched over to South.
Yes.
So.
As that one will creep over as the Eagles are able to tie this one up at 21. Although with that, Kennedy, there are some kids that may live in that Kennedy district, but if they had older siblings that did athletics or went to Davies, they can be grandfathered in.
I believe that is correct. And we got an ace by Passanani. Jake Steinlich chiming in here.
Ooh.
And Ellery Ames with the kill leader. No, sorry, Jake. But I'd like to give a shout out to Jake. He's one of our ball boys. So doesn't really have any siblings or parents on the football team, but he just wants to come out and ball boy. So
Attaboy, Jake.
22-21 Eagles. Nice job trying to block that. Just didn't quite get it on the Packer side of the net, so we got 22-22.
And this one's going back and forth, and this one could end up being a game that goes over 25 points. Jake obviously has a promising career working at State Farm in the future.
What do we got?
And
we got an out of rotation on the Eagles, so it looks like one of the girls, maybe Coach Oliver's going to question that, I think.
And is that a point awarded? The scoreboard does show 23-22. I don't see anyone motion to a point, but he was almost like he made a
Yeah, he's checking to see if he truly is correct on his rotation. We might have another redo. I believe. I think you have to be just slightly offset on everybody.
And
Coach Oliver asking for an explanation here, Matt.
And
because our Davies girls have not moved. So if that last one was an out of rotation, I would imagine this one would have to be an out of rotation too.
And you can see right now there's some communication going on as Bolton's going to move over. The scoreboard does have 23-22.
So it looked like maybe, is that Quinn in the middle?
Yeah,
maybe
we're
Quinn and Bolton, Ava Bolton are just a little confused on
There's
the rotation.
Langang flying through the air, a block there. Oh, West Fargo at that front line is just doing a terrific job as they pick up another big block. And, you know, you've seen Langang fly through, Passanani fly through, and kills that we've just seen in the Eagles' previous matches is just being textbook. Mart put it up on the scoreboard. It's going to go down, but West Fargo putting up that blockade.
Taking a timeout here, hoping to get the next side out and get the service back and maybe tie this thing up. Matt, your dad is doing a great job texting in. He's just a little late on everything. So appreciate him watching. And a video of Matt's cat, Simba, interacting with the volleyball game tonight. So Matt and I are watching Simba, watching the TV, trying to spike the ball and block the balls. So, Matt, you're going to have a fun time with Simba.
There it is. Oh, that's our first ever video text in. So shout out the Vites there. So Simba loves watching sports. He put up volleyball, football, basketball, and he likes to just chase around the ball on the screen. I hope the volume's up there as that serve will sail out of bounds. That was right on the edge, teetering the line, but it's going to go to the Eagles' way. I wonder if Simba can hear me. Simba, if you can hear me,
give a meow.
Give a meow.
Give a meow. So Caitlin back to serve here. Looking to get a point. As far as looking to put the set away on a tip. And we have a double hit, I believe.
Was not, and that one will go to the Packers.
Jake, I apologize. Jake was telling me that Ellery Ames is the tallest. Not that Ellery Ames has the most kills. So I forgot what even the trivia question was.
The other trivia question while you were working on the scoreboard was who is the tallest on the roster, and then the other one was who has the highest kills. So highest kills is Grace Solberg. And hint right now, Ellery Ames is the second tallest player on the Davies roster.
And Jake actually says correction. It's Marie Hansen.
Ding, ding, ding. There it is. Marie Hansen comes in first at her height. She is 6'3" on the roster. Ellery is listed at 6 foot. I wouldn't be surprised if Ellery is actually above that 6 foot mark because I'm 6 foot, and when I walk in the halls and talk to Ellery and see her at open gym, I think she's taller than me. So we might have to get Katie Dolezal on that one to update that roster height.
And we might have to get a yardstick out.
Might have to. We'd have to come into this Sunday night, Ellery, and we might have to measure her. I think, too, what I'm going to do for the basketball roster this year is just list Ellery at like 6'8", just for scare tactics. So she's going to be 6'8" this year for basketball.
Well, I don't know if I've ever seen a 6'8" basketball female player, but I would imagine she would be a pretty decent basketball player. So we got to give a half and half. Half to Caleb Scary and half to Jake Steinle.
Have to Caleb? Did Caleb not answer? I think Caleb got them all so far.
No. Caleb got, he got the feeder. He got Grace Solberg in the feeder schools.
Okay.
He went with Jalen for the
Caleb,
girls,
Mr. Perfect. That stops there. Believe you are still tied for first place right now, Caleb, so you keep it up there. But Bubba, you should let him know there's a little bit of disappointment.
Yeah, I would imagine the boys in Morrison Hall at St. Thomas right now are letting Caleb have it.
I bet they're going to have to let him know that at their social gatherings that happen on college campuses.
We got a great match here. We got one set apiece. Looks like we're trying to fix our scoreboard, but as long as we got 1-1 there, it doesn't matter if we got it the first set or the second set. Mr. Langley working hard back here. So I'm looking at his computer. There's a lot of stuff on his computer back here, Matt. Kind of scares me. I would imagine Todd Lee would be petrified if he saw this.
I think Todd Lee would have to go home if he saw this. It almost looks like a airplane cockpit. You ever seen that when you're getting off a flight? That's what Mark Langley's working with back here, as he is just a man on the mission, getting everything set up as the Eagles will look to set themselves up for success here in this third set. We've had crazy kills, we've had blazing blocks, we've had scary sets, and crazy comebacks. Did we just go off?
I think we blipped for a minute, but I
go.
believe we are back live.
We're back.
So West Fargo serving here. I thought I talked about this last broadcast, that who gets to serve first, but I've been watching tonight, and West Fargo as a visitor served the first set. Davies as the home team served the second set, and now we're back to the visitors. So I think we just rotate who serves first, not necessarily who wins the set.
And correct me if I'm wrong, they used to is that going to be a double touch? Nope, we're going to keep playing.
It looks like a nice box out to only get a single touch, and West
That
Fargo
one.
sails it wide, no touch. Davies will take the first point of the set.
So what was the difference on that one? It almost looked like it was a double touch that was called earlier when they both hit it. Do you know the rule on that one?
I believe only one individual can touch it at the same time. So, great dig there by Caitlin. Fallon eyeing it up. So one girl at a time can touch it, I would guess, other than a block. And I think earlier we had two girls trying to set it. One probably hit it with her right arm, one probably hit it with her left arm. I think if I saw that one correctly, and did they hit it around the antenna?
That must have been around the antenna ball,
Around the antenna.
because Sierra knew that thing was out right away and just caught it. You
Yeah.
know, and I don't think she would do that if she wasn't sure that was going to end up being an Eagles point.
So back to the potential double touch. I think I saw one of the Davies girls, probably a basketball player, or if not, you should recruit her, box out the other Davies girl and be the only girl that touches
That's
the
good.
ball.
That's good. We like to see those box outs there.
Went
Physicality.
with the back set. Nice
Block.
job keeping the ball alive there
Yeah, that
by
was
Sierra.
Good job of Ranky keeping her composure there after that kill. There's
Block.
another block.
That was Ava Bolton again.
They're feeding the lefty.
Yeah,
Another good
the
ball.
lefty from the right side.
And here we go.
Great volley here. Great back and forth.
Oh my goodness, this is just going back and forth. The
Little
Bolton
dump
blocker
set.
looks to set up, and she got it.
Yes, it is. It's the first one of those we've seen from Quinn tonight. So I don't know if she really had an option there or not, but she definitely took advantage of where that ball was, put it down on the ground. So West Fargo diving all over the place trying to get that pancake.
I dive all around trying to get pancakes as well.
Well, especially if they got good syrup on them, because you know butter doesn't drizzle like that.
Butter don't drizzle like that. Taking us back to Hot Mike with Dom Izzo. Butter do not drizzle like that. I love when they put chocolate chips in the pancakes as well.
I'm more of a blueberry fan.
As Ranky looks to top that one with some chocolate chips, but
That was
West
really good
Fargo will-
communication by Bolton and Scar there. They kind of looked at each other, and Bolton said, okay, I'll take it.
You know, those two eat lunch together. As Fallon
Eating a Packer for lunch on that kill. Quinn and Ava will eat lunch together and then stop up at my room and hassle me and tell me to spend all our fundraising money on new clothing. The new thing is Aritzia sweatsuits. I didn't even know what Aritzia was until like last year, but that's apparently the big thing.
There we go. It's a block kill. A kill block by Ava Lengang.
Is that one of our bills?
I think it's a bill. Or a clock.
Or, nope, that would be it.
Pass it on back to serve.
That one
that's going to sail long.
It's getting hot up here again, Coach Warbar.
It is warm up here.
Heat.
It's been a warm week so far.
It has.
91 yesterday in Fargo, not quite breaking a record. I think it was 87, 88 today, so unseasonably warm.
Keeping those football players hydrated out there?
No scoreboard showing. What happened to the scoreboard? Yes, we are working on the scoreboard. Matt and I are not working on the scoreboard because we're not technically capable. But Mr. Mark Langley is working on the scoreboard right now. I'm sorry, we'll try to keep you updated. It is 5-3. Davies leads West Fargo here in the third set. 1-1 in the match. West Fargo serving the volleyball.
We'll try to keep you updated as best we can every couple points. Oh, and that one's going to be
that's
touch.
off a block and long. So 5-4 Eagles, third set.
What does impress you most tonight about the match here, Coach Warmeyer, as you see these top two teams facing off?
I think what's impressed me most about this match tonight is neither team is giving the other team an easy point. Right there, ball off the net, and girls are diving all over the place. I think West Fargo, well, they're digging that one out of the net too. So I thought West Fargo did a great job in that second set, just keeping every ball alive, and they continue to do it here in the third set. Killed by Lengang.
Miscommunication there by the Packers as Jalen Jackson will check back into this contest as the Bolton blocker will go take a little hydrating break down there. And I think the other thing you're going to have to pay attention to tonight is the emotional highs and lows that this game will have. There's going to be a lot of runs. There's going to be a lot of good things that happen for your squad, a lot of bad things that happens for your squad, and your ability to kind of stay even-keeled, being able to ride the momentum, but also if things don't go your way for a little bit, not getting that panic mode, as I believe the Eagles will be up 7-4 now.
7-4. Again, still trying to get that scoreboard back up. Promise we're working. Promise they'll keep working until they get it. And if not, we'll try to keep you up to date here. So 7-4 Eagles, third set. Sierra Ranke taking a swing at that one. And then coming across court there, that was a very nice kill there by the West Fargo. A 9, is that?
That is McIntosh. That is the UND commit. And that's really the first kind of timed out, nice, solid kill that the Packers have gotten in this third set here. So they're going to try to get on a roll there. As you see for the Eagles, you have Krenz, Fallon, and Ava in the back row.
Krenz doing a nice job getting the ball to Quinn.
Ricky will put that one over the top, and Passanani and Scari will play
There's
all the
the block.
way around.
There's the block party.
There's the
Jackson.
block.
And Ranke, Jackson and Ranke, their second block each of them. So 8-5 Eagles.
Yeah, we saw Bolton with a lot of blocks here, picking them up early in the game, and Jackson comes into that spot and picks up right where Ava left off.
Lengang going back on that ball just to get it over the net. McIntosh flying through the air. No, that wasn't McIntosh. That was 7, excuse me. It's funny how all these girls look the same when they all wear green.
They do all look the same. As we have another good volley here. Great job by Scari to pick up a block and then get a touch on that one. Coming back. Blocked there by the Packers. Lengang back over the top.
That's in. Lengang with a kill.
Finds a spot on that back row as the Eagles will take a 9-5 lead so far in this third game. Set, not game.
Third set of the match.
Sorry, Bernard. And that one sneaks over the top of the net. And we have the worm.
We have the worm breaking out for the Eagles.
The Eagles with the worm.
That
and
is
Sierra Reinke with her first ace of the night.
52, I believe that's Laney down there doing the worm, as her face is now beat red after doing that.
I can only imagine there might have been a little wager on will you do the worm or not on the first ace.
She did execute it there. She could have kept going. She only did 2 worms. You know, she was kind of had momentum going there as Reinke finds another one.
Reinke from the back row.
And Reinke's having a great match tonight. It's a great match, probably one of the best matches I've seen Reinke play so far this season. She's super confident putting that ball down right where it needs to be and finding spots.
Student section tonight in Davies in construction attire. Some bright neon pink, yellows, some oranges, some nice vests over there. So nice to see the student section always getting dressed up for the games. Fallon Passanati
From the back row.
And 14, if my stats are anywhere close to accurate.
Fallon coming from the back row there as the Eagles will open this one up. They have a 7-point lead right now, 12-5 as we go into this first timeout of the third set.
Nice to see the Eagles rebound a little bit coming off that second set loss where they definitely had a chance to maybe win that set late. West Fargo went on a nice run there late in the second set. Davies coming right back and no fear in either one of these teams tonight, Matt. A lot of good volleyball being played here.
So looking across, obviously we have West Fargo and Davies 1 and 2 in the East right now. Obviously you have teams like Cheyenne, Horace that have solid teams that'll kind of look to be interesting matchup as we turn the schedule here a little bit. But looking out west, so out west the number 1 team in the state is Bismarck Century. They're 8-0 right now. The number 2 team is Minot at 7-1. And then you kind of just have a hodgepodge of teams in that 3, 4, 5 spot as you have Jamestown, Bismarck, and Legacy all at 5-3. So in a couple weeks, early in the year, the teams go out to Bismarck for that early season tournament. In a couple weeks, Davies hosts a Metro tournament where a lot of those West schools will then come back and we'll get a little mix of teams as well. So that'll be another interesting matchup to see those teams play some non-conference games. But that's how it looks so far as the state is shaping out here for the postseason run.
Coming out of the timeout, it is Davies 12, Packers 5. We are aware that's a nice kill there by Ava Langang.
Ava Langang's had a great match tonight. She's had a couple great kills. The Eagles are rolling right now.
Yep, we are aware the scoreboard is not working, getting a lot of texts in, and I appreciate the viewers updating us with that. I think they're going to have to turn us off mute, Matt, and listen to us. But 13-5, Eagles over the Packers here in the third set.
I think every time someone says the scoreboard isn't working, you should get a little bit more and more just passively aggressive, and I want to see that just anger. Oh! Speaking of anger, Quinn Scari with her trademark dump set there. Back dump set, finding the back corner.
And that one, usually she pushes it just a little bit further. That one was just right over the top of the front line for West Fargo, and just a perfect little spot. So Sierra continuing to serve here, 14-5 Eagles.
And if you're the Eagles right now, if you can get a 10-point lead before the first media timeout, you're going to be feeling really good about your chances.
It looks like they just did that.
They just did.
Quinn Scari, Bolton.
I think that was one Quinn Scari.
Quinn Scari, I believe, as well. Bolton's not even in the game, so they can't be Bolton.
Let's see if we have a media timeout here at 15. It looks like we're going to keep rolling here.
Maybe it's a certain number of points. I think it was 15-14
last.
Okay. Maybe Beck gets to signal. I don't know how this all works. We obviously do not have anything to any power when those media timeouts come.
There's some broadcast crews that need to take little breaks. Not here on Davies Live Network.
Well, Ava Langang says, I don't need a break.
You don't need a break.
Keep serving me, keep setting me, and I'm going to keep pounding them down. So Ava's 9th kill. Davies led by Fallon Passanati as normal with 14. So let's see if we can get a couple of these girls.
They're setting them up right on the butcher table for these Eagles to set up the kills on these Packers.
16 Eagles, 5 for the Packers. So we'll try to keep announcing the score. Sometimes forget, but we'll try. A block.
And there's a block.
And it's a block.
Jackson
and Langang with the block.
And the Packers can't seem to get anything going as they're going to have to take their second timeout right now. And you come out, each team winning a set, and the Eagles coming out in this third one strong with a 17-5 lead as Coach Titus will try to calm the Packers down and see if they can't get anything going here.
Yep, 17-5 Eagles. More and more texts coming in. Yes, we know the scoreboard is not working. We are attempting. No, we cannot throw the score right now. Our technical crew is working overtime. We have 3 guys back here working on it. We will get it just as soon as possible. Bubba, I understand the scoreboard isn't working, Bubba, so I don't know what's going on in Morrison Hall right now. Maybe they can't quite count to 25. I hope they can. Caleb Scary, why don't you take the lead out there, Morrison Hall and St. Thomas, and let's 17-5 Eagles.
I thought at St. Thomas, that high academic school, those kids would be able to count, but I think we might have to take a trip down there, me and you, and teach Bubba how to count a little bit.
Well, and my guess is Bubba only has 10 fingers, 10 toes, so he's going to run out of counting options here pretty soon. Block party again, Jackson and Langing.
Blocked like Bubba trying to count to 15. It's just not going to happen for the Packers tonight. Bubba.
So Jackson with 4 blocks tonight. Langing with 2. Bolton still leads the team with 5. But I think these other girls are trying to keep Bolton off the floor, time that up.
That one will sail.
But great effort going to try to pin West Fargo deep there. No issues with that. That was a great run by Davies. 18 Eagles, 6 for the Packers.
That was a tremendous run there by the Eagles, as Bubba should go try to just run himself a bubble bath and quit texting into the group here.
Jalen Jackson with the tip and no pancake. Jackson's 3rd kill on the night. That was pretty crafty right
That's
there.
that floater over the top. We saw the Packers putting up that barricade early, and Jackson says, I'll just float it right over the top of you.
Ava Langang, patented left baseline, serving over to the right normally, cuts it across, and looks like we got a free ball and a free tip.
Oh!
The Packers still digging it out of the net. I don't think that's going over. That's 4 hits.
And
That's 4 hits, so...
Bubba might have thought that it was 3, but that ends up being 4, as the Eagles will open up a 20-6 lead here in this 3rd set.
Oh, we've got a girl tying her shoes, so I believe we have a equipment tying both shoes.
She took a little tumble there. Oh, did you
That
see
was
how
impressive.
she got up? She
That was impressive.
crisscross applesauce, able to get up.
No hands.
No hands. That's why they're playing volleyball and we're just up here.
And there we go, West Fargo. Is that an ace? I don't know if that's an ace or not.
Sure.
Ace. I just heard Darwin say it's an ace, so we are giving Ava Langang her first ace on the night.
When we're in doubt, we can always rely on Darwin to be there for us.
I'm still amazed at how I think it was number 6 West Fargo got up. I don't think I've been able to do that for at least 20 years.
I'm 27,
Off
and
the
I don't
net.
think I've been able to do that for 27 years.
Off the net, change the path of that volleyball. I do believe Caitlin Krenz had that thing eyed up, and she was getting ready to pop that ball up in the air, and the net just changed the trajectory. of
Ooh,
that
good
ball a little
word.
bit. Yes, thank you.
Trajectory.
21-7. Sorry, fans. 21-7 Eagles, 3rd set.
Jackson will look to float it over the net. And Packers set up for a kill here.
Left-handed. A little tip, a little dump set, a little save. Quinn Scary.
And Quinn sprinkles a little bit of seasoning on top of the Packers there as she picks up a nice little dump set to get the Eagles to 22 points. Looking for 3 more.
22-7. I would almost say this one seems to be a foregone conclusion, but with the skill of West Fargo Packers on the court tonight, I will not say that.
Yeah, and I think that, it's kind of looked like West Fargo, a lot of their, body language right now, a little bit of miscommunication. I think they're just looking to get done with this set here and get into the 4th one and see if they can't regroup and find make some adjustments here.
First ace by the Jalen Jackson on the night, 23-7 Eagles. Coming out of the back row. And coming out.
Oh,
wow. The ball is in.
Wow.
You almost want to chalk up another kill for Fallon, but that's about 4 or 5 times West Fargo's done that tonight. So, very well-coached team, very talented team, obviously. Very talented players on that West Fargo front line.
But if you're the Eagles, you got to keep going to that. Even if they have pick up a couple kills when you have the leading blocker in the EDC, and you can see her right now.
Right,
Fallon's she's just loading up. Nothing's going to change her approach and attack mindset.
Nice job by Nybach and getting the ball up in the air. Fallon on another.
There she
attempt,
is.
And there we go. So
there she is.
I think Fallon said, West Fargo, you can use the net to change the trajectory. I can use the net too. So nice job. Fallon is not going to stop swinging. Quinn Scary back to serve, trying to close it out. 24-8 Eagles. set point.
There's McIntosh flying in. Is that one? Good job by Scary covering space over there. That one's going to be out.
Not only a good job by Scary covering space, but a good job by Scary not going under the net or into the net.
That right there was, maybe one of the best sets that Davies has played all year in terms of being able to take the Packers 25-8 in that one. Packers looked a little bit out of sorts. They had a couple nice plays, a couple nice blocks, aces, but the Eagles, whatever they wanted to do in that set, they were able to do. And did that stem from the worm? That's the real question.
Well, it certainly was not hurt by the worm. West Fargo has got some shoe issues. That's the second or third girl I've seen with shoelaces coming undone. And now we have one West Fargo girl tying the other West Fargo girl's shoe. So I don't know if we have a broken lace or what's going on there, but we've got a lot of work going down on those shoes.
And number 7 is making sure her hair is all ready to go as she's up. She didn't do the cool little double leg no hand. She used her hand on that one.
She did. She got helped up by one of her teammates.
But she is back. All right. I think I got one more question here. One more trivia question. Let's this is a multiple answer one, so this one is going to be worth 3 points.
3 points. So
3 points.
You're saying Jake has a chance to catch Caleb.
To come all the way back. Okay. Who are 2 head coaches who have been at Davies High School since it opened? So a coach that has coached their program or their team since it has opened. Who are 2 of them? We heard that Coach Wayne Wermeyer started in 2020 with the Eagles, but there are a couple coaches that have been here since the doors first opened. So who are 2 of those coaches? You have more than 2 options available.
I think one is going to be a pretty easy no-brainer for a lot of individuals, and I think we've got to think to a couple maybe not so visible sports to find some of the others.
Couple ones here. If we go look at our wall, it looks like we have, let's see, this is what we, so it's 3 down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across. So using my math skills, 8 times 3 is what?
I believe that's 24. I believe that might include some dance.
Yep.
Which I don't know if it's an official sport by North Dakota High School Activity Association. And I will tell you right now, dance has had multiple coaches. So
multiple.
24 banners on the wall here displaying EDC and state titles. There are a few sports that have multiple, a few sports that are still trying to get there first. But a nice job by our athletic director and our whole booster club. I'm assuming it had something to do with those banners as well. So
2 of those coaches. Ooh, we got some already coming in.
Again, I wish we could show the score. We are working on the score. Please show the score. I wish we could show the score. The students, the technical director are working very, very hard. We will get the score up as soon as we can. Until then, it's 2-1 Eagles, 0-0 starting the 4th set.
I swear, if I found out this is Bubba again, I've never met this Bubba.
We would have to go have some words with Bubba. Nick Christensen is an answer.
Ding, ding. We got one.
We have an update.
Big news.
30 seconds, the scoreboard should be showing. So give us 30 seconds, and we should have our scoreboard back up. In the meantime,
pancake! We got one!
We got our first pancake, and was that Scary? Or was
I think it was Fallon.
Fallon, okay.
First pancake on the board. Maybe that'll be our we have in there. That one looked that it might have been in about, but it was in as the Packers pick up a crucial first point to get themselves more. Maybe that should be our trivia winner can get some pancakes.
I think we have a winner.
Ooh.
Jake Steinlich, not Jake from State Farm, but Jake says Bart Manson.
Yes.
Correct. Nice kill there.
I think that was Ranky.
By Ranky. So definitely, yes, Bart Manson, and that's the one I thought that several people would get. Hans Anderson, head baseball coach.
Yes.
Also correct. And he tried to get sneak in a third just to show us up, Coach Spies. But no, Coach Spies did indeed retire last year. Is currently an assistant coach for the wrestling team, but no longer the head coach. So still coaching, just gave up the head duties. So yeah, that's
there's
a
Bolton.
block.
There's a Bolton blocker.
Bolton, so number 6 on the night. So
Keenan.
Jake, congratulations I think he's our overall trivia winner. Caleb Scary didn't even text in. I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, my goodness, Caleb.
Bubba might be sails out a little bit long. We've seen Fallon do that 3-4 times tonight. Just hit that ball a little bit deep. So 2-2, our scoreboard is up. Yes. Yes, it is. 2-2 in the set.
2-2.
Set.
2-2.
Sets. 2 sets to the Eagles, 1 set to the Packers. Thank you, everybody, for and back-to-back serves out of bounds. Thank you for everyone for letting us know that the scoreboard was down. We certainly appreciate that. Another text coming in, Manson Spies Holland.
Yep.
Holland is correct.
I believe Holland would be correct,
I believe
yes.
it'd be Manson, Hans Anderson, Holland. I'm trying to think if there's any others.
Let's see. Christensen we talked about as lead holder.
Fallon from the back row into the net. Didn't quite get a block on that.
Would Leadholm and Johnson be?
I think Leadholm would be. I don't know if Johnson was the co-head coach right away.
Yes.
I'm not sure on boys swimming we're talking about there. We're going to have to check that out. So Mary Clabo texts in and says Rory Beal. Was Rory the original girls track coach here at Davies?
I think it was. So Rory was the girls, and then I do believe our principal, Matthew Quinnis, headed the boys for a while.
Yeah, after Pauline. Pauline was the original
Yes.
boys track coach. So, yeah, it sounds like we might have 6 or 7. But Jake, the first one in with the answers. So,
Oh, Jake.
And I know Jake is in town. So, Jake, you've won a prize. We're going to have to get you to the next volleyball match. Nice kill there by West Fargo.
McIntosh has had a good match as well here.
4-4. So, Jake, you come to the next volleyball match Thursday against Horace, and we will have a prize for you. Also, we'll be willing to interview you between one of the sets.
That'll be exciting. Anytime you get a Steinlich on the mic, it is electric. A couple shout-outs here to our text. Keenan Spies, want to mention, was inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame last year.
Jalen
as
Jackson
well
off the top of the net and out. So
there
that
she
will
goes.
Be a point.
She
That'll
got
be a
that
point for
one.
West Fargo.
Keenan Spies was elected into the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Also, good to hear from Mary Clabo as Mason is down in Illinois getting ready for Illinois State basketball season, as well as it sounds like your son will be traveling down to Illinois this weekend, Wermeyer, with the Bison.
And we got Langang on the kill off an attempted save there by West Fargo. Yeah, I actually was texting Mason a little bit a couple weeks ago that I am going down to watch NDSU play Illinois State, and I hope to run into Mason. I had the privilege of coaching Mason as a 7-year-old baseball player. Played football for a little bit till injuries took him out of the game. Phenomenal basketball player. West Fargo with a little tip there.
Little tip.
A little touch. Sierra Reiki couldn't quite get there. So hopefully Mason's watching. I'm sure he is. Mason's a diehard Eagle. Mason's a great kid, and I hope to see him on Saturday.
And the Packers looked like it might have been the shoes last set because they're off to a 6-5 start here, and those shoes are all staying tied right now. She soared. Passing on a sword there.
And it was a nice dig. And
And
now she's going to tip.
And that dig from West Fargo was their University of Maryland commit as West Fargo, the Packers are not going quietly here tonight.
Hans Anderson, an incredible middle school volleyball coach. So Hans Anderson, not only the head coach of Davies baseball, I know he also coaches middle school football, and apparently he dabbles in middle school volleyball as well.
Yes, he does not do middle school volleyball anymore. I think this is his first year not doing it. I think he might be doing football or something, but probably coached a lot of these kids out here as well, so maybe some of their success can be attributed to one Coach Hans Anderson as West Fargo up 3 right now. Looking, you can see for the Packers right now a lot more energy, a lot more pep in their step in this set.
Yes. Again, just competitive volleyball teams. No one's going to back down. West Fargo knows they can compete here in this gym. They know they can come win 2 sets in a row if needed. And Davies needs to stop the bleeding a little bit here and get the service back.
McIntosh from the back row, that's a good read by Julia right there, letting that one go. Great court awareness by Nybach, and they're not going to dive after that one and letting it sail. Yep. Oh, and now Worm Girl is going back to chase down the ball. Ooh, see that chest pass?
That was a two-handed chest. You might need to look at her
I
for
might need to make a note for a little basketball recruit. That was good form, had her thumbs down on the chest pass.
I'm going on a limb. There we go. Another block, Quinn Scary. And you know who, Ava Bolton.
The Bolton blocker.
Ava Bolton has been part of 7 blocks tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Bubba Bubba chiming back in. He wants to know what the score is. Well, Bubba, I believe it's back on the screen. Not trying to be rude to you, but Bubba, maybe we need to open our eyes a little bit.
There was a touch there by the Eagles as the Packers will pick up a point. I love Caleb Scary, but I'm not sure he's surrounding himself with the right people at St. Thomas if this is going to be how Bubba's going to act tonight.
Caleb Scary chiming in with some answers, and yes, you are correct, Caleb, with Coach Manson and Coach Anderson. Fallon is also correct on where she went with that volleyball right there for 16th kill of the night. So, Caleb, I would love for you to bring Bubba back to Fargo. Coach Veit and I would definitely take you and Bubba out to lunch to spend some time with Bubba and talk to him about counting and possibly just looking.
Fallon, I think she was. I think she could have dunked a basketball in that last one. As Scary finds a spot, dump set.
Eagles tying this up 9-9 with a couple things you've seen a lot: passing on a kill and a crafty Scary move.
Yeah, when the other team goes on a run and you need to get the momentum back, it's a good plan to get Fallon, set up for some kills and Quinn some opportunities for some dump sets. As that's a hard ball to stop. McIntosh just pounding that one down. Julia does her best, gives her best attempt there to try to keep that one alive, but that was a great job passing and setting by the Packers to get that one to their playmaker.
Jill Erickson, been a coach at Davies the entire time,
yes.
Coming on a text, but not head coach.
Not head coach, yes.
I think there's quite a few individuals that have spent 15 seasons, 16 seasons here at Davies.
And did we got
she
a
hit
net?
the net?
Oh, they're going to give West Fargo that point. It looks like that net was shaking a little bit, but
it must have been the volleyball that came off the net. I thought it was a hand of the West Fargo. Again, I'm quite certain the referee 2 feet from that has a better view than us. However, I like our call better.
Yeah, and Coach Jill Erickson, great assistant coach, has been around Davies. I believe she coached with Missy Wilson when she was here with the volleyball team, stayed on with obviously Coach Carol Nelson, who went back to Red River, and now with Coach Oliver. So just a pillar of Eagle volleyball in history for Coach Erickson as well.
West Fargo 12-9 lead early in this set. Nice job keeping that ball alive.
And that was like a little
miscommunication. It looked like one of the West Fargo Packers thought it was going to be a middle set. It came out here to the left side outside hitter. She wasn't quite ready for it. I think she thought she was the faker there. Davies will take the point.
And I think that's one thing, you look at Davies' ability to get up so far in this game. I think Davies has done one is sails.
No touch.
Right off the back end, point Eagles. I think
take the point.
Davies has done a better job tonight with passing and setting up for kills. You've seen a couple times miscommunication or not even just timing issues from the Packers, and we haven't seen that as much for Davies.
No timing issue there. Nice job by Langang trying to get the ball up without going under the net or into the net. Kind of one of those plays we saw Quinn Scary make earlier. Ava not quite able to make that play, but the effort definitely was there.
And that one was coming hard at Krenz. I wonder if she would have let that go if it would have went out of bounds, but again, it's coming right at you, and her body level is already low. It's tough to get out of the way of that one. Nice job there by the Packers. McIntosh, and that's just almost set up for a nice block there, or maybe a block going out of bounds, but it went right off the top of the blockade, and Langang wasn't able to elevate down as the Packers take a 3-point lead.
Interesting you mentioned how do you know when you leave it, how do you know when you hit it? I got to imagine they do drills and try to fire some long and some in there, and kind of a judgment call, but you literally have a long. We get a tip.
We got a
touch. We got a touch. So that was Ranky on the kill?
I think that it was either Ranky or Bolton over there on that side, but there was a touch there giving the Eagles a point. I don't know if the scoreboard up there is correct. We have, now they're getting it fixed. 14-12. It was at 15-11, but I think they got that all figured out down there.
That's an ace.
There's an ace.
And that is Fallon Passanani with the ace. Oh,
Krenz.
And right before that, Darwin said Krenz was serving. So apologize to Caitlin's family. So that's Krenz's first ace of the night, and a big one.
There's McIntosh. She's going to fly through the air.
No touch.
Point Eagles.
tie it up here, 14-14.
Yeah, it looked like the Eagles tried to get a hand on that but didn't, and then that ball was able to sail out of bounds as the Eagles will tie this one up at 14. Krenz, that one sneaks over the top.
It almost looked like it was going to tip the net. A block.
West Fargo right now is really feeding McIntosh over there. Ranky gets one.
Ranky off the West Fargo block. You know, I believe in the third set we saw the teams trading, hitting off the blocks and out of bounds. We have a media timeout here at 15 again, Matt, so I don't know in the third set if we just decide not to take one. But it seems like Davies is doing slightly better job right now hitting off the block and either getting that ball out of bounds or getting the ball down in the court. So that was Sierra's ninth kill of the night.
You know, and outside of that third, this is the fourth set, right?
It's the fourth set.
Okay. I kind of got a little shade of Bubba right there,
yeah.
You know, not being able to count. Outside the third set, I believe all our media timeouts have come with a score of 15-14. So all these matches have been close outside of that one that the Eagles were able to pull away from.
And there was no media timeout in the third set, so maybe the Beck announcers had plenty to drink and they didn't need to take a stretch break or anything like that. But here we go. Hopefully that's the last media timeout that we see, because hopefully Davies is able to put this match away by getting 10 more points in this set before the Packers get 11.
Yeah, and I would, you know, Todd Lee, he tries his best, but I don't know if he would still be awake. His texts from him aren't really coming in anymore.
It's 10-9. I'm assuming Todd Lee's been in bed for at least 50 minutes, maybe an hour. Caitlin Krenz puts the ball deep. Off the block. Davies with a nice effort off the standard. Langang off the block, off the standard again, hitting the ball off the block. And West Fargo not able to control that ball and get it back into the court.
Langang having a good night. What's her kill count at?
We got 10.
10 for Langang.
10 kills, 1 ace, 2 blocks. Completely unofficial.
When you can get multiple people in double-digit kills, that's obviously a really good sign.
Into the net.
That'll be a point for the Packers.
Into the court. So 16 or 16-15. I don't know if we put it up
16-15. Eagles up 1. Both teams they're holding on to their timeouts here. Obviously get that media timeout here. So I would imagine that this set will go deep and take a little bit longer as those coaches are going to use those timeouts.
And if we would get to a fifth set, Matt, I believe it's 15 points, not 25.
Yes, we do have.
We haven't seen that in our short broadcasting career.
And I hope we don't see it again as Fallon doesn't want to see it either, as
Fallon
that one will
sail.
Good job by West Fargo reading that one. Oh, is he awake?
Todd Lee says, I am up, but I cannot make a fifth set, so I hope it's over in 4.
This must be his first bathroom break of the night.
Todd Lee's going to be a little cranky in the morning. This is way later than he normally stays up.
Looking forward to parent-teacher conferences tomorrow night as well. Stop by. Maybe there should be a Davies Live Network parent-teacher conferences booth, and we
could stream parent-teacher conferences.
We could stream parent-teacher conferences. We could talk about how. Oh, we got a lot of just like the teams are just setting it.
Just a lot of push.
And we have something there.
Oh no! It looked like the side judge over there on the floor called. The ball is over. It doesn't matter. West Fargo still takes the point.
That was an interesting one. It seemed like teams were just pushing the ball back and forth to each other, and it eventually found McIntosh, and she put that one home. McIntosh looking to serve here. As, you know, you look at both statistical leaders for both teams in Passanani and McIntosh. They both have really good matches. That was one will sail for Langang, as she tried to pick up her 11th kill of the match. And we'll have our first timeout for the Eagles as we have an 18-16 match so far.
Eagles looking to settle down a little bit, maybe coming out with a couple set plays here, get this service back, and hopefully the Eagles can go on a little bit of a run like they have in the first set and the third set on the service line, and maybe take back this lead and continue with that momentum.
So want to make sure we get this in. Hopefully, you know, as biased Eagle fans, we would like the Eagles to pick up this last set, but obviously there could be a lot left in this one tonight. But looking forward, Davies will begin their second time. They will have a home game against Horace coming up, and then West Fargo will also begin their turn, and they will be going against South and then have another rivalry with Cheyenne. They took Cheyenne early in the season at home to 5 sets in a crazy game. So Cheyenne will be looking to make a run there. And we talk about Davies and West Fargo, 2 undefeated teams, both able to beat Cheyenne, but Cheyenne being a team that played in the state tournament last year, having kids back, they're going to be licking their chops to get some payback on both these teams. So by no means is it just Davies and West Fargo in the EDC right now.
Well, and it seems like every year at the end of the year in volleyball, if you're not talking Century, you're not talking Cheyenne. Those teams seem to be in it every year, not necessarily always winning it, but a lot of times being in the Final Four teams in the state. So two very quality volleyball programs.
And if you're used to just kind of streaming volleyball games, the state volleyball tournament is such an experience. Highly recommend going out to that. Maybe the state will get Davies Live Network streaming the games in there, but that environment, they at the Fargo Dome or wherever they have it, they pack the bleachers right down to the floor, and it's just a great scene as Eagles get some momentum here on that side out.
There we go, Matt. Eagles will take a unforced error by West Fargo there, and Sierra will go back and see if we can tighten this game up, this setup just a little bit.
You would love to see one of these Eagle aces or kills and just get some momentum flowing. There's a dump set. Yep. West Fargo ready for it.
From the back row,
off
the
top of the net,
flew. And out.
I believe we have a touch. I believe we have a touch there.
I thought it was off the net. It was off one of our Davies blockers. So 2017, kind of coming down to some critical points here for Davies. They've got to not only win when West Fargo's serving, but they got to take a couple points when they're serving to get back into this.
Great job by West Fargo being able to kind of respond after that, not their best set as there's miscommunication there, and the Eagles will pick up a point.
Jalen Jackson, 4th kill of the night. She's been quiet tonight, definitely very active on blocks. Hasn't had quite the number of swings that maybe she normally gets. But Julia Nybakken back to serve and see what she can do to tighten up this set.
Nybakken goes back. That moves Fallon up to the front row as Quinn will take that one.
And
up to Jalen. Got it! That's a great job by the Eagles keeping that ball alive and send it down for a kill. Jackson finding the spot there, and it's a 1-point game.
Starts by Nybakken putting some pressure on that serve. West Fargo not being able to get it to their setter. Quinn trying to put it down again. West Fargo digging it out, but not being able to get it to their setter. And then Jalen Jackson says, I'll take that all night.
You can hear the West Fargo stands. They're trying to get their team going here. Eagles trying to put it down. A huge block to tie this one up.
Jalen Jackson and Fallon Passanani, 5th and 4th block of the night.
That exactly when you needed it. You needed a big block. West Fargo set up for one of their patented kills there, and Jackson, Passanani, and Quinn in that front line are just holding everything down right now in this rotation. And that one finds a spot. Good spot there. You saw Nybakken lay out to try to get that one, doing everything she could. Packers will take a 1-point lead.
Great swing. Great effort, all around a nice volleyball play. Unfortunately, didn't turn out our way, but we're not going to get them all. So,
in this rotation right now, you see Fallon, and she's at her spot there on that left side, and I think they're going to go right to her right now.
And there's the kill.
There it is. There it is. Finding her. You saw that one going when she's in that spot right now. The Eagles got to love that.
That's often how Davies comes out on the first set play of most matches. Get the ball to Quinn in the middle, get over to Fallon on the left, and often that's the result. So Jalen Jackson back to serve. We got a block, couldn't control the block. 22-21, we're just trading points here, and let's see if Davies can get the point and get a few more. So Caitlin coming back in as the libero there, getting Jackson out of the back row.
Jackson rotates out as the Bolton blocker will come back in, looking to do what she's done well this whole match and really just turn the tide.
And Passanani looking to continue racking up kills. Looks like it's going to be a ball that Davies can handle here. Bolton to Scary.
There it is! Scary! Read it like a book. Everyone's thinking it's going up to Passanani on the other side, and Quinn just says, give me that, I'll take it myself. As she's going to move to that back row, you got a high IQ player right there at Scary, and she's going to take that high IQ to the back row and give you a serve where you're going to want it.
7 kills by Scary, again one of the better servers for Davies, and looking to put some pressure on West Fargo here. Off the block.
Right there.
Oh, that was a great effort. Great effort by by Quinn Scary there.
And now if you look in West Fargo's rotation, Finley's going to go off there, but they had McIntosh on one side, Finley on the other, so the setter really could go to any side and get a good kill. Finley's going to rotate off, so it's just McIntosh on this front line as...
Timeout Packers.
Packers took the
No,
timeout?
I'm sorry. Timeout Eagles.
Timeout Eagles.
That is their second and last timeout of this set. 23-22 Packers. Again, I think Davies is trying to set something up here, making sure we got the play that we want, making sure we're going to the kill that we want, and we'll give it a good effort here.
All right, here we go. Packers serving. This is Reyna, Maryland commit in that libero spot.
Nybakken to Scary to
Passanati takes it.
Different spot for Passanati, usually coming from the outside hitter. Looks like they gave her a chance to be a middle hitter there. So can only imagine that's what we wanted to set up in the timeout there.
And now she's going to rotate to that back row spot. Let's see if she can pick up one of her patented aces.
Critical point here will set up a match point for someone.
Front line right here for the Eagles. You got a lot of length in Bolton, Ranke, and Langang, and then you obviously have Quinn back in her kind
got
of
another
patented.
shoe issue here. That's why we have a stoppage in play.
Oh, and that's what killed the Packers early was those untied shoes. Let's see if it's going to make a difference again. Oh, and they do that rotate. And she's over the
West Fargo
at the bottom of the net.
I believe Davies was in the net. 24, I believe Langang was in the net. They originally signaled
originally I thought that one was going to Davies. As we have miscommunication, as the captain will go over. Scar, he's going to talk to the official.
I think it's a correct call. I thought I saw one of the Davies girls in the net. I think the official just signaled it incorrectly right away. I think we're asking for a redo. I don't think we're going to get it.
Coach Oliver there looking for a redo. And we've seen the Packers in both sets that they've won. There has been confusion at the net by the officials on some interesting calls. They got their 24th point in that second set by another kind of just awkward situation as we're going to have a serve here. Langang able to...
It's like she took that off the arms off the face.
Yeah, you way to use her head, floater over the top. Scary saves it.
Scary to Passanati from the back row.
Oh, and that one's not going to get over, or it was a block, and the Packers are going to survive, and we're going to 5. We are going to 5, and this one will go to 15, and we got a tight one here. 2-2. Great volleyball match so far. Packers come back after a not-so-hot fourth set, and we got a good one here. I don't know if the Eagles have been in a fifth set yet this year. I believe the Packers did once against Cheyenne earlier in this year, so we'll see if that comes into effect. We have a 3-minute break here before the fifth one. Is that to get them a little more?
I think that's standard, Matt. I think it's always a 3-minute break between sets.
Is it?
I think we're just normally so excited to have a guest up here doing some trivia. Obviously, we didn't probably get enough trivia ready because we didn't know this one was going to go 5. But first 5-set match that we've been a part of. Looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Officials right now making sure they are hydrated for this 5th set, so they're ready to go. And we got about 2 minutes left to go, and I think we're going to see a flurry of points, a flurry of effort, and I'm excited to see what we got here.
And, hopefully the Eagles can pull this one off. If they do, we will have a couple Eagle players. Coach Warmeyer will have little player interviews at the end of tonight's match with 2 players. We're looking to get Caitlin Krenz and Jalen Jackson up here as we haven't heard from them yet this season. So looking forward to that if the Eagles can pull this one off. And I guess, what else did you expect here from the top 2 teams?
Well, you got 2 of the 5 top teams in the state, and that ranking was put out prior to Davies beating Cheyenne. So you might have 2 and 3 here in the state instead of 2 and 4. At volleyball rankings that come out every 2 weeks. So the last one came out on the 23rd. Next one will come out on October 6th, if my math is correct. And, again, rankings mean nothing. You got to come out. You got to win it on the court. Davies ready to go here. West Fargo is going to talk for the entire 3 minutes potentially. I haven't broken the huddle yet, but Davies is standing around. Caitlin's ready to come back in. She's standing there to make a substitution here early in the set.
And I think, if you're the Eagles and the Packers, I don't know if either team is necessarily going to plan up and do anything crazy or different than what they've been doing. It's just about can you do what you've been successful at. Obviously, the Eagles have had a lot of success blocking at the net tonight, and when they get it to Fallon, she's racked up a lot of points tonight. As she's closing in on 20 kills.
I've got Fallon for 18. I might have missed one or two. I think the Eagles have moved Fallon around a little bit, maybe surprising West Fargo for where Fallon's coming from. I like to see the Eagles maybe doing that a little bit more instead of Fallon just swinging from the left side like it's customary, maybe moving her into the middle a little bit, moving her over to the right side a little bit, and seeing if we can get maybe West Fargo confused a little bit on the blocks.
And if you look at the Packers right now, they're going to have Finley on one side as she's been good with that lefty swing, and McIntosh on the other, and they're going to rotate that way as well. Scari's going to start out with the serve.
Scari puts some pressure
and there's an ace right away.
Right away, and we will take the ace.
That's what you want, and the worm's back. We had two worms back. So you get an ace, you get a worm.
A double worm, and a critical point. I mean, every point in a 15-point set is going to be critical, but to jump out here sure would be nice.
And that is why that's why she's going to be a Division I volleyball player right there.
She hit that with authority.
There was nothing you can do. I mean, if you don't get that blockade set up, if you're Nybakken right there, you're just going to put your arms down and get to a spot and hope for the best. But McIntosh is really impressed tonight.
Nybakken obviously not shying away from that. She went right after that. So coming across on a block, getting the ball over the top of the net here.
And there's McIntosh again.
Yep. And I would say just like Davies wants to move Quinn around, I think West Fargo is going to want to move McIntosh around and get her going early here. So West Fargo 2-1.
And it looks like McIntosh moves over to that middle spot now. And that one will go. McIntosh is right there. Fallon gets a piece on it. Yep, good job by Reyna.
By the libero there.
That one goes to Ranky. Ranky finds a nice spot. Dump set by the Packers, unsuccessful. Scari is right there to pick it up. Over the top for Ranky. McIntosh does a good job getting to it. Everyone's going around the net. Krenz with a dig. Passanane comes up and can't sneak that one over the top of the net. So like 3-1 here.
Looked like Fallon maybe a little indecisive on whether she wanted to swing at that one or just tip it over and just didn't quite get it over the net.
And 3-1 kind of translate to, you don't want to hit the panic button. If you're the Eagles, just get it back.
West Fargo reading the ball well. Whether Davies is swinging or Davies just trying to tip it over, West Fargo's reading the ball really well right now, Matt.
And I think right now, big-time players make big-time plays, and that is exactly what McIntosh has done right now. But the Eagles are no stranger to this situation as they had a comeback win in the first set, as they're going to look back to trying to get that blockade up and figure some things out here.
West Fargo 4-1. Davies looking to stop the bleeding a little bit. That's not going to help. A little bit of a miss hit there by Sierra Ranky, I believe. But I would imagine she's going to just get right back and go after it again.
And Coach Oliver going to use her first timeout here as it is 5-1. Obviously, a long way to go in this fifth set. I think, for Davies fans and, players, and it's going to be fun. This team might see each other. They see each other one more time, but wouldn't be surprised if they see each other once in the EDC tournament and maybe again at the state tournament. So.
Yep, and I don't know if West Fargo comes to the tournament that Davies hosts, or if they would ever match up there. I know there are a few conference teams that come to that mid-season tournament. Usually try to play other teams from other states or even other conferences like a Kindred or a Castleton. But I would imagine there's a chance if West Fargo's here, they could see each other there as well.
Yeah, and that game would not count as a conference point. I think I was looking today. I think West Fargo and Shanley end up playing each other, how it mixes up in that tournament as well. But it will not be a conference game as Eagles able to get it. They timed it out wrong there. It wasn't by any means what they draw up in practice, but they were able to get it over the top and find a spot where the Packers weren't, as the student section and the parents are going to try to crawl the Eagles back into this match here.
Definitely wasn't one of Davies' most powerful swings, but just getting the ball over the net and letting West Fargo make the mistake was critical.
And we have
Davies in the net.
Yep, creeped over a little bit too much into the net. We've seen that a couple times tonight.
I'm not sure who that was on. I think I saw 12, but we don't have a 12 on the court, I believe. So Davies will reset. Nice tip. Push a little bit, and West Fargo swinging right.
Great job by the blockade there. As Langing gets blocked, and that one goes out of bounds for an Eagle point. Another kid that's been kind of had a great game tonight is Ava Langang. Double-digit kills. She has shown up to play.
Well, anytime you can get stats in all 3 categories, all 4, kills, aces, blocks. I think she has a set or 2, or an assist or 2, excuse me. So here we go, 3-6.
There's a block.
It's a block.
That's a great job by Rihanna right there, digging that one out from the block. We got a little
Quinn running around Sierra to get to that ball. Maybe not the best timing in the world, and
that one's gonna sail
out. No touch. Davies crawling back into it.
Wasn't able to snap that one down on the West Fargo side, and you can see here now for the Eagles able to kind of muster back some points because Packers have not been able to get McIntosh that ball on that outside. The Eagles let's see if they can kind of keep the ball away from her here.
Caitlin Krenz just skimming that net like she often does. Davies getting the ball they can certainly handle. Jalen Jackson pushing it deep.
Right over the front. That's a nice float. That's a nice spot there by the Packers. Scary, got to love the effort there again, laying out. I think that's one thing you see from the Eagles is they're not afraid to lay out and dive on the floor to try to get a pancake or to try to keep possessions alive. And I think that's another testament. Maybe, those pancake stats don't show up as much, but it's just as important as all those major statistical categories.
There we go. We're getting Jalen Jackson going on that middle hitter. Her 6th kill of the night. Sure would be fun to see her get about 4 or 5 more of those.
That thing got down quick.
Well, and it's a little short set that the block maybe doesn't have a chance to adjust to real quick, and she gets up and she slaps that ball down.
This is Ranky back there. As that ball looked to die.
Putting a little pressure on them. Anytime we get these balls over the net on a big swing, we'll take that. Off the block, West Fargo does a nice job keeping the ball alive.
As that one is off, Passanane. Looked like she creeped in a little bit on that one, and West Fargo was attacking that back row. This is fun. This is a fun match tonight.
8-5. West Fargo kind of jumped out here with 2-3 points early, and they're just maintaining that lead. So Davies trying to claw, scrape, scratch, what they have to get back in this match. So
we got a block. It ain't going to matter as Langang picks it up. A kid who's had a great 5th set here tonight.
See if Ava goes across court here. Maybe she tries to surprise West Fargo, go down a line. And there's kind of in the middle of the court there.
If you're the Eagles, anytime Langang and Passanane get... Oh, and great hustle play by the Packers. There's Passanane rearing up. Nothing you could do there. That's what you like to see. Anytime you can get Langang and Passanane on the side there setting up for kills, you got to feel good if you're the Eagles right now.
Well, that was just, we've seen that a lot. Fallon's 20th kill of the night. I think that's her 3rd straight match. She's been in 20-plus territory, so Langang going back across the court.
And if you're the Eagles right now, Passanane is in her spot on that side as they're going to feed her again.
And she's going to take advantage of it. So
Passanane is right in her spot, and McIntosh is in that back row. As Packers will take a timeout, and Eagles got down, I think, 5-1 in this match and have come back to tie it at 8.
Well, and what else would you expect here? I mean, you look at that scoreboard. It's 2 sets to 2 sets. We're in the 5th and final here. It's 8 points to 8 points. It's 1 timeout to 1 timeout. So you could flip that scoreboard in half, and the stats would be the exact same. So race to 7. If we believe you have to win by 2.
I believe so.
I believe you should have to win by 2. Rally scoring here, so let's see if the Eagles can pick up 2-3 points on Ava Langang's serve, and then just play side-out volleyball for the rest of the match.
And you obviously the first ones to 15 obviously win the match. But honestly, right now, I'm going to say the first team that can get to 12, I think is going to take this one home because I think it's just going to be all about applying pressure in those big moments.
Again, we're going to get another ball that I think we can handle here. Get it to Quinn. Jalen down in the middle, and there we go.
Jalen got one. Big one. West Fargo not able to stop the kills from the Eagles right now.
And that's got to be tough. You've got Quinn over on the right side of the court with options to go to Jalen in the middle or Fallon all the way across. And West Fargo's got to try to guess where that ball's going and switch their block, and they just weren't able to do that at the last second.
Yeah, and West Fargo right now not able to get any kills. Is this just going to go back to the Eagles, setting up another kill, another floater?
And now West Fargo's going to get a good swing at it. Nice job getting the hands over the net. Fallon says, oh, come on.
Fallon alters her body from that backside. She was retreating, saw it coming back, and she puts it down for the kill. That's just a great display of footwork and athleticism, able to contort your body to where it needs to be.
10-8. See if Lane can keep this going cross court again. West Fargo's had a little bit of an issue returning her serves, and Davies is getting a lot of balls they can handle. Tip. Nice job by 14 from West Fargo there.
And that's exactly what West Fargo needed to get out of this kind of rotation. They get a kill, 10-9. That was a big momentum one for the Packers right there. As we're going to get subs, Langang's going to come out for the Eagles as Nybakken will enter that back row. And now we have Jackson on side, Quinn middle. Do we have? We have blood, water, injury. As Scott Whitty makes his first appearance of the night. He's flying around.
Looks like some athletic tape. So I don't know if you have blood, if you have to come out of a match, if you'd have to take a time out here. And I know in some other sports you would. Maybe they give you some time, like wrestling, to clean it up. But I think this is a critical point. If Davies can get this point here, they go back up by 2, putting some pressure on the Packers. Packers get this point. Obviously it's all tied up. So, we talked about getting to 12. Maybe getting to 11 is pretty critical, too.
You look at rotations, you see McIntosh getting creeping closer and closer to that front line. It's a spot that the Eagles don't want her to get to.
No. And we're just trying to find spots on the court here, it looks like.
Great job staying alive right there by the Eagles.
And the set's going to be a ball that Davies can handle. Scary all the way across to Fallon, and you've seen that a lot. Packers do a nice job getting a block on it.
Packers right here, and that one's going to drop. That one's going to drop for the Packers. They're going to tie it back up.
Yeah, but not from lack of effort. Nice job on the block. You got Sierra flying in from the back row trying to keep the ball alive. 10-10. Again, both these teams are pretty even.
Here's Passanane looking to wind one up, and that's a huge block. That is an absolutely huge block right there for the Packers. Fallon swinging up. Packers were able to elevate and knock that one down quick as they're going to take an 11-10 lead. First one to 15 will take this match. Yeah. Bubba, I don't know if you can count that high, but you better pay attention to the screen right now. Going right back to Passanane. And what a dig.
Passanane coming from the middle there. Now going to Jackson in the middle.
Jackson will put it down.
So back-to-back sets to the middle. Switching up who's our middle hitter there. Passanane one, Jalen Jackson the next time, giving West Fargo lots of looks there. So 11-11. Jalen Jackson back to serve. She'll serve, and then my guess is they'll sub her out on the next rotation.
And West Fargo, they get a nice setup there. The Eagles do a great job of staying alive.
Jackson.
And she winds up and hits it.
The net. Ooh, and they called it.
And
I thought that was out. My eyes are not great from the booth up here.
And that was
line
close.
Judge right on it. It was
teetering.
Extremely close.
Huge point for the Packers.
Quinn Scary hustling over to get it. Passanane directing the ball over to the left side. Davies getting kind of a free ball here they can handle. Nice back and forth volleyball here.
And McIntosh gets the front row on the Eagles. That's a huge job.
Yep, huge tip, huge block.
And there you go, a kill by Fallon. So McIntosh had an attempt at a kill there. Eagles able to dig it out, work it back to Passanane. Huge point there.
Not only dig it out, Eagles were able to get up and redirect that ball, slow it down with a block there. Quinn Scary back to serve, 12-12.
And what do we got here?
Eagles getting that ball up, back to Fallon, swinging, and West Fargo doing a nice job finding the volleyball.
They're going to go to their playmaker, McIntosh. Julia digs it out. Now Passanane with an opportunity. And a great dig off the rafters, but it's live.
Ball disappeared there on a throw tip.
Floater to a spot in the middle. Great floater over the top. Eagles take a 13-12 lead.
Sierra gets into the double-digit kills with that. We have 3 Eagles that have 10-plus kills. We've got a question by the coach on maybe rotation, or I don't know what we're questioning. Maybe they need Mr. Scott Whitty again.
Mr. Whitty's getting up. He's working here at 9 p.m.
You know, we've seen a lot of this from the Eagles where obviously Fallon comes out and posts a lot of stats, kills, but then we have 2-3 other Eagles that somehow sneak into that 10 to 13 to 14 kill range, and are just nice complementary players to what Fallon does.
Well-rounded effort here by the Eagles tonight. You've seen Jackson pick up some huge ones in this set. You've seen Rinky just get a big one right there. You've seen some great kills by the back row.
Great time for an ace here, maybe, Matt. We don't get it, but that's all right. We get a ball that we can handle, and Quinn to Fallon. Out.
And we have a touch. Do we have a touch? Oh, we have in the net. We have in the net right now, as that one was going to sail and be a Packer point to tie it up, and now it gets to 14 for the Eagles.
Quinn Scarry serving for the match. Leader in aces for the Eagles.
And here we go. This one went down to the wire.
Everybody up on the Eagle side. Everyone sitting down on the Packer side. Quinn serving it deep like she normally does.
Sending out McIntosh, their playmaker. And a block! Oh, but they keep it alive! And the Eagles will take it off a block to win it! What a volleyball match! What a win by the Eagles! They go through the first turn undefeated in the EDC. Great match overall by the Eagles and the Packers. It was a wild ride. It was a thriller. Great plays, people flying around, but at the end of the day, the Eagles are going to take this one. Huge game. What are your thoughts, Warmeyer?
Well, obviously a few huge crucial points there at the end. The in the net by West Fargo, giving Davies a 2-point lead. And I was just super impressed with the effort on both sides of the court tonight. Girls flying through the air, girls selling their bodies out and getting on the ground and getting the balls back up in the air. And just two really, really good volleyball teams. Top 2 teams in the conference, obviously, for a reason, and a lot of fun to watch this.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get some athletes up here.
Looks like we're turning.
As Coach Warmeyer will take them.
If we can get, I believe we're looking for Caitlin and Jalen to come up, and we'll see if they do come up. They're kind of looking like, should we come, should we not come? We'll see what we get. We'll see
who comes up
We
here.
obviously want them to talk to their parents, thank their supporters, give their mom and dad a hug, but then hopefully they have some hustle up here as well. So
many crucial plays in that 5th set. It could have gone either way. Diggs off the McIntosh attempted kills. Jalen had a huge point there at the end, and the ability to ride the wave of momentum shifts tonight of good, bad, a set where you go and you beat a team by a lot, as we're still waiting for someone to come up here.
And I'm not sure if we're going to get them. I think the girls are pretty happy celebrating with mom and dad and supporters. Obviously a big emotional win. Davies got to look now at rebounding, coming back, taking on Horace here in the Eagle Nest on Thursday night. That's not going to be an easy match as well. Horace has a lot of talented athletes. And so we'll see.
Do we have one? Jalen Jackson
Jalen's coming up. So
I will give her that headset. Let's see if we can find Krenz.
Yeah, I don't know
coming
if we're
up.
Get Caitlin or not, but we'll get Jalen up here and we'll have a little conversation with her. So.
All right, Jalen. Coach Warmeyer.
Hold on.
Jalen's going to stay warm. She's going to get this warm up back on. So we'll give her just a minute.
There you go.
Okay.
Jalen, obviously just an incredible match tonight. 2 really, really quality volleyball teams. The only set that was kind of a blowout was that 3rd set. Just talk about when we got down 5-1 in that 3rd set. Do you guys say anything to each other, or do you just have trust in each other and just know everybody's going to execute?
We really try to lift each other up no matter how far down we are. And when we look at the gap, we just know that we can come back, and we're the better team when we're playing right now, and we have more energy and we want it more. So closing that gap is really easy for us.
Yeah, awesome, and congratulations to you. And let's just talk about Bryn making a decision not to come to the game tonight. We talked about it earlier in the game, that she decided to go educate her Cheyenne boyfriend and maybe expose him to some Volleyball Live Network.
Yeah,
but a little disappointing, but I'm assuming she's watching us?
Probably not. They're probably, not watching volleyball. They're probably doing something else.
Well, I tell you what, they missed a whale of a match tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And congratulations to you guys. A huge call there with West Fargo in the net on the 5th set. Gave us the momentum a little bit. And it seemed like when we had the momentum, we did a nice job of just keeping it.
Yeah, we really focused on that.
All right. Well, awesome job tonight. High five. Let's get Caitlin in here.
Okay.
Caitlin crept up here, tried to hide, but we saw Caitlin just kind of sneaking in here. So, Caitlin, another volleyball match that we're kind of getting used to where Fallon comes out and does her thing and leads the team in kills. But then we have 3-4 more girls that are right around that 10, 12. We have players like you that are sitting in the back row and selling out and digging. And just, what is the makeup of this Davies volleyball team right now and what makes it so special?
Honestly, I think it's just the fact that we're all seniors, so we have played together for so long. So just we kind of click all together. We all do our own job. So it all comes together really well.
Awesome.
Sure.
Text came in during the match that one Hans Anderson is a middle school volleyball coach. So do any of you remember playing for Hans Anderson back in the Discovery days? Or maybe you guys were on the upper team and maybe he had the lower team?
I do not know. I played for Otto.
Otto. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So obviously a lot of influential people that have got you here and got the whole volleyball team here. Just talk about when West Fargo comes out and wins that second set and kind of goes on a run kind of at the end, and then we're able to regroup and come out and I would say, have maybe one of the best sets of our season here in that third set. And what causes that?
I think it's just the matter of coming out and coming out strong. I mean, we lost that set just because I feel like we didn't really play as a team, and then we all kind of came together and said we need to communicate, we need to work together and trust each other, and I really think that's why it worked really well, is because really came together again, and again everyone did their job really
awesome good. Awesome. Well, awesome job tonight. Sure was
Thank
fun
you.
to watch you guys.
Thank
so
you.
There we go.
Great job, Caitlin.
Thank you. Okay, so that's really disgusting.
Don't worry about it. It's Matt Veit.
Yeah, it's my sweat. Don't worry about it. Well, Are we back Thursday?
I think we're going to wrap up right now. We are back Thursday, 7 p.m., back to the Eagles Nest. Eagles versus Horse to start the second round of games.
Can't wait to see you there, or hear you, or talk to you, and you can't see us. Again, the mute button is always available on your TV if you don't want to listen to us. Good night.